high. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Feel alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Hi guys, welcome to the second season of Samsung Odyssey Masters. My name is Tetka. I'm here with our lovely Amy and we will be your host till the end of the tournament.
That's right. Yesterday, we saw day one of Relegations group. It's the last chance for all the teams here to, take a pitch at the finals. And we saw two of the teams rise up to the top. One of them were Team Diamond, obviously, who had 3 chicken dinners.
Crazy.
Really good
yes.
ones. Also, MVP went to Team Diamond to Zambari. So clap for that.
Congratulations.
And on the second spot, we have Erangel Esports. They were the two teams that came out on the top. There was also a lot of interesting action from Team Gravity. They ended up on the third spot on their leaderboard after yesterday's matches. But we will see what else is in store for everybody today.
Everything can change today, but the guys are fighting for an amazing prize pool of 10,000 euros. And not only the prize pool, we actually expanded this season and now have 4 regions, which are Poland, Czech Republic and Slovakia, Hungary, and Adria region. Before we continue with everything, what did you think about day number 1?
Day number 1, as I said yesterday, I believe those were the craziest games so far. And they will be today. I'm so sure of it. I'm so confident.
You can sense it.
I'm so confident that it will be pretty crazy today because it's the last chance to get into the finals and join the other teams, which we have 8 invited teams. And so far we have 6 teams from qualifiers Group A,
Yes.
Group B, and Group C. So it's going to be really interesting.
Do you think Diamond will do the same thing they've done day number 1? I want to know that.
It's tough to say because usually on the second day everybody tries harder. So everybody
switches,
pushes for the points. You know, everybody goes more aggressively to get those kills. Struggles to get in the top 4, to get as much as points as they can have. So I don't think so. I believe we're going to see more action. Well, they are great players, but I believe we're going to see some more some other teams shining and some other players. So
Yes. I want to see if yesterday's gravity that woke up a bit late will wake up today in day number 2, and Fade. I want to see Fade today, yes.
Fade actually got one chicken dinner
Yes,
as well.
they got one and Laws got one.
Yeah.
Rest of it was Diamond. So they're sitting on top really, really strong. But I believe everything can still change. It is the last train. There are only 2 seats left. So guys, you need those points. But before we start, we want to say thank you to Samsung Odyssey for creating this amazing tournament for us. And of course, thank you to our partners, Space Safeguard and Visual S.
And yeah, I just want to remind everybody who we're going to be watching in the finals.
Yes.
So, the teams that were invited were M-Force and Hall of Game from the Adria region. Then we have from the Hungary region, Grindmore and Heat Esports. Then from the Poland region, we have the Boys and Polish Power. And of course, from the Czech Republic and Slovakia region, we have VKB and Entropic. All really great teams, amazing players. It's got to be really heated in the finals. But who are the teams that managed to get through the group stages?
Not sure.
Okay, wait.
Let me write it down. I know about the Stuckers.
Yeah,
I know about Tattoo Honeys because I know
Group B.
Group B was crazy and insane. This is what I remember.
Group B was really fun. I love Group B.
Bespadaku Hop. Come on, guys. They had 3 chicken dinners in Group C. And I believe they were at the 4th game, they were the 2nd. So they almost got 4. And I'm not sure about the rest. You have to take it over.
From qualifiers Group A, we got Cryptola and Snip Gaming.
And from Group C, Bespadaku Hop and
Bespadaku Hop. And
Studio Pulse.
Can we pull some information?
Who's Group C with Bespadaku Hop?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Group C was really interesting because Bespadaku Hop just crushed.
Dominated.
I think they got 3 games in a row.
3 in a row, almost 4.
Oh my
almost
God.
4.
I believe it was Novik.
Yes.
Who was subbing that day and completely crushed. He got MVP. Oh my God, it was really amazing to watch. Do we have some information? I believe. Gifted Your Rage.
That now called, yes.
Yes, they have renamed. So in the finals, the team Gifted Your Rage, or GG, that's why we had a lot of confusion because their acronym is GG, but their actual name of the team is Gifted Your Rage. But they have renamed and will be going as
Beer Fellas.
Beer
something like that. Yes.
Yeah. So in the finals, you guys will be watching them under the name Beer Fellas. Just so you know, probably will be BF. So Beer Fellas.
Yes, and we will get confused along the way plenty of times.
Yeah.
I feel so. And I'm still confused with where the second G is coming from. But okay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well. That's why it never kind of connected in my mind because the caster's always like GG and we were reading the chart and everything. It says GG, but
like what?
It's Gifted You Rage. But yeah, Rage, G, so GG, maybe.
Well, okay. Wow.
But yeah, also guys, please continue watching the stream. Today we will see some amazing games. You will be able to win some giveaways again, right? So during the matches, you can watch carefully for the in-game, for the code showing up on the stream for some in-game PUBG goodies.
Yes, so we have codes on the screen. When 2 of us pop out, we're gonna have some crazy giveaways. And of course, any information you want about the stream schedules, results, giveaways, and plenty more, head out to our official tournament page, which is Samsung Odyssey Masters.com. And of course, we have what for MVPs, not only our viewers.
Well, on that page there, you could, besides being able to find all the information, you can also get your picks in. So you can play the Pick'em, which is provided by PaySafeCard. So basically, you can enter to win €50 each day of the tournament. So today you can get your picks in for which the teams will come out on top. And there are 10 winners each day that are announced on the social media. So Good Game Global Instagram, you will see it there. You can see some snippets of the matches there as well. And of course, if we ask a little nice question, you can get also a €50 G2A voucher from Samsung Odyssey. For PaySafe card, it's a €50 PaySafe card voucher. But without further ado, I think we should move on.
Absolutely.
Right, we should go over to Sanson and Chunks before game number 1. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much. And that's right, we are back. It's the final day of relegations. 5 more opportunities now for these teams to make it through to the next stage. So a lot on the line, Sanson, and a couple squads really have been stealing the show already.
Oh, you're absolutely right. We're definitely talking about Team Diamond here, who got themselves 3 chicken dinners in the first day. They can afford themselves to be a little bit less stressed about today. However, we did see in previous qualification stages that some of the teams that have been on top after day 1, they managed to not grab the first 2 positions, but the 3rd position. I'm talking about Team Hit, for example. So it's never good to completely get relaxed. You got to continue with at least the very same dynamic that you had the day before.
Yeah, and I think we should talk about Team Hit as a squad that did really well to kick things off. Currently now all the way down in 12th position for relegations. I don't think it's what we expected from them. Maybe live it up to their name this time around.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like they're not doing too well. However, there are still 5 matches to go. And I feel like some of these teams, we do have 3 Miramars tonight and 2 Erangels. So maybe some of these teams are doing a little bit better in Miramar. So they're going to have a little bit better day. So nothing is lost, obviously. There are a lot of teams close to, I mean, first spot right now, 73 points. That's quite a big advantage. However, there's a lot of teams just behind. They're definitely fighting for one of the spots. But without further ado, let's hop into our first match of tonight. First, Miramar. And let's see if Kobo prepared something amazing for us.
Starting out in the trailer park this time. I like it. We switched to him a little bit late, but you know what? He never fails to surprise us. There it is with the first one as well. The playing path starting all the way out on the west, going down to the east. I do wonder whether this is going to cause some problems, because we did see quite a few squads actually drop down to the south in our games yesterday.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few teams. I think it was around 5 or 6 teams jumping lower than Chuma. It was Vale, Chuma, Los Leones, and below Los Leones. So we're going to see how these teams are going to choose where they want to go right now with this plane. One team already, TRP, decided to jump immediately, looting the very northwestern angle of the map. So, I mean, it's a decent place to loot. Obviously, we're talking about super settings, and there is enough loot to be found everywhere. But maybe for certain rotations, it can be a little bit tricky if that's not the area where your team usually jumps.
Yeah, and I think for anyone who's newer to PUBG, you should probably be aware of that. We are playing on kind of buffed loot and slightly different circle settings. It's pretty easy to look up. You just need to search for the super rule set and you'll figure all that out. We are also playing for points. It isn't most chicken. It isn't winner chicken dinner. It is about the points. You got to get the kills and the placement if you want to be up at the top, and that's something that Team Diamond have done such a good job of doing. Currently sat with 73 points in one day. That's so impressive to see. 3 chicken dinners out of 5 games too.
Yeah, absolutely amazing performance yesterday. I did speak to some of the guys from the team yesterday, and they just said, like, "Have you seen it? Like, we just had a good day. Everything went our way." So, but they're definitely not stopping on that. They want to prove themselves further and grab one of those first 2 positions today, because they want to get into those finals. And obviously, I mean, with all these teams, we have seen, for example, how Fade did yesterday in the last game. So some of the teams that have been a little bit lower on the leaderboard yesterday, they're starting to wake up. So it's going to be tough today.
Yeah, you can't afford to let things slip, can you? You have to be coming out and putting up the same performance as yesterday, because it is a brutal format. Only a couple teams actually move through to the next round off of this one. So if you're not able to actually deliver points on both days, it doesn't matter how well you did in day one. There's going to be teams more than capable of closing up that gap. And I think for a lot of the squads that aren't in the top 5 at the moment, day 2 is going to be where they come alive, when they realize the pressure is on and they can't afford to let any more slip.
Yeah, definitely. And what I've seen from the previous group, from previous qualification phases in Group A, B, and C, the team that went through directly to the finals with the least amount of points was 90 points. So none of these teams are actually there already. We can expect more or less for the first two teams to have around 100 or more than 100 points. So it's very important for these teams to, even for Team Diamond, which is sitting on 73 points right now, to continue with this dynamic, because they need to get those frags, they need to get those skills, they need to accumulate enough points and be constant in these 5 games to be going through to the finals.
Bit of a risky one there from Exile, with Clemson close by. You could see the player from Exile actually move into the compound, but he will be able to back off of this, so it shouldn't be too much of a concern for the majority of these teams. It is always a little bit of a risky play to make, though, having players send in early and, well, without scouting, nearly very close to losing a player. So very thankful, I'm sure they are, that didn't end up happening, and they will not have to take that fight. Clemson, I'm not sure whether he was aware of just how close those players were behind him, but really smart to get out of there if that was the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Hit was in the rotation and they already took top of the hill. Just above Duff, Team Fate is doing a relatively risky. I mean, they are holding 3 compounds right now. They're trying to see which one of which compound is going to be in the next save. But obviously, if you have the whole team pulling up on you just above, and if you're the only person that is holding one compound, maybe just the best option would be to just kind of maybe go and join your teammates. However, it's still relatively early to say, obviously, because all these compounds that they have are pretty good, so they are still not willing to make the move. However, Duff is already on half HP, and the push is being made.
Gotta worry about this one. Obviously, Clemson was able to get away to safety earlier, so Fade thought that they might have got themselves a bit of a blessing, but it turns out that's not going to be the case now, as now the rest of Fade on a bit of a rescue mission to try and get Duff back in it. They need to realize, though, Team Hit have Blazes right up above as Luke B tries to play for the trades close behind his teammate, but not really going to be able to make anything out of it right now. They haven't found an opening onto Team Hit. It seems like Clemson has a good read that there is going to be someone up on top, but he doesn't know exactly where they are, and, well, that's a bit of a risky play to be making without any info, especially if Blazes is able to hear the footsteps. Pixel still from afar, DMR in hand, putting in work. The 300 ping Warlord himself coming out here and opening up with the damage. No kills will follow through, but he continues to pre-fire the doorway, just in the hopes he can connect with anything.
Yeah, Pixel has amazing position here. He got the info on the location on 3 players from Team Hit. So Klim here is going to be able to make that push, obviously, because there was a 1 headshot on him already, and it's about time for him to get knocked. Really nice knock from Klim here. But to be honest, it was a lot of work done from Pixelic as well. And it feels like Klim is going to be able to join his teammates back down in the compound, because there's still a couple of players left from Team Hit. And look here, is just on 8 HP.
Nicely done to remain in it. Zeron tries to get involved himself from afar. You can see Pixel still just waiting, spots out 1. Nice bit of damage there, but he isn't able to convert it into a knock or a kill this time around, as Duff and Luke decide to exit out of here. Probably for the best, as now Team Hit control this compound, but Clemson in a bit of an awkward position, so does need to be careful when that rotate inevitably comes through.
Yeah, they still have 2 of the compounds that they've left previously, and I mean, they did lose this particular compound, they can be satisfied. They got only 1 kill, and they decided it's not worth it to fight so early in the match. 16 teams still alive, 59 players, a still huge circle. So just staying out, exposed. You've seen that Xeron started shooting those really far shots as well. So being exposed for such a long time and trying to make the push into the compound, it doesn't make too much sense if it takes so much time. So for them, it's a good decision, in my opinion, that they decided to go and take some other prior compounds while they still have a chance. And we are right now watching Koyer fighting Team LC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, last chance, looking to try and salvage things now as they do get the rest of the team back together. It's not going to be ideal, though, as they've already got a player over in that compound, kind of caught in no man's land, which could cause some major problems. But Schluppy is there to open up with a knock, followed by a second. What a savior play coming out here from Schluppy as Foreign actually goes down to Trog. He gets traded out, though, as Schluppy also going to be getting eliminated. So now Koyer Esports with only Hood and Chili left up, doing what they can to get themselves to revive as Shocky comes through with some big damage and an even bigger knockdown. He goes, Chili there to try and finish it off, but it's not to be. Last chance, unfortunately, blowing their chance this game to remain in the fight, out in 15th position.
Yeah, absolute domination. Shocky and Schlappy did amazing job there, but there's so many people dead right now, and it's just we lost 2 teams in the process as well. So all these early fights, I mean, you can get enough confidence. Like after you collect a couple of points really early, right? The match seems like it's going your way, and you just have this wind in your back. However, it's quite possible. I mean, we were talking about the lobbies here, which they're all really hungry. If they were hungry yesterday to get the points, they're even more hungrier to do it today, because obviously we're talking about the last 5 matches. So situations like this where you just immediately get third partied, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. You have to you have to collect at least 8, 9, 10 points per game to be able to go through to the finals.
Yeah, it's not an easy one to try and pull off, and losing players and going down that early without being able to salvage anything is really unfortunate for these squads. But you have to hope that, come the later matches when maybe they have learned their lessons, they've bled quite a bit, they've conceded a lot of points, that's when they start to actually pick things up. And that's what I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the majority of these squads, that sure, they make mistakes early, but they're able to salvage them and, fix the mistakes that they made as the evening goes on, which, I mean, is kind of unfortunate after yesterday. We should have kind of reached that point already, but still there's the opportunity to change strats on the fly, and that's something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Renegades here with only 3 men trying to slow down the rotation from Team Gravity. They're sitting on the western side of the circle, which just now moved away from them. So really good position from Team Diamond, in my opinion. Team Fade has really nice split still, having definite prio compounds for themselves. Team Martin Gaming right now in a little bit of a trouble as Vixen finds Semado. As well, Team Exile doing a pretty nice split, but I feel like they're going to be joining 2 players from Hacienda are going to be joining their teammates a little bit more towards middle of the circle. Maybe not immediately, but probably gonna be the case. Team GG right now, left side of the circle. They're in the rotation as Jamboree finds one of the players.
Yep, Golden Gunners, they will be getting spotted out. Rotis goes down, and, well, would you expect anything else from Team Diamond after the performance they were able to put up yesterday? Really good start to the game to be able to come in and pick up a kill, even if it is only on rotation. But now becomes the question, can they keep that momentum up? Obviously, a lot of pressure on the shoulders from yesterday, but honestly, it doesn't seem like they're feeling it from the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, definitely. Team Diamond here just holding top of the hill, definitely trying to get a couple of more confirmed kills if that's possible on the rotation of the Team GG. But the Team GG, interesting decision to go in the middle of San Martin. Usually the circle just runs away from there. But I've seen a couple of circles being just on the north side of the city, so maybe they get a little bit lucky with that. Ali managed to find one of the players from Incentive as well in the meantime, and feels like teams are distributed throughout the map relatively nicely. It feels like there are a lot of empty areas, except for the north part of the map. I gotta mention, team 3.5 men is rotating all the way around from Cruz de Valle above water treatment, and they have quite a lot of playable area for themselves, at least 30% of the northern side of the circle.
Yeah, it's a tricky one though, isn't it? Sure, it's all well and good having that zone, but actually hoping that the zone goes your way and that you're going to be able to make the most out of the terrain is a whole different story. So I do hope for the sake of those teams they can keep it up, but it's not going to be an easy one as phase 2 continues to move through. I do wonder what the chances are of that San Martin circle. It would be a slim one, but I'm holding out for it here, especially with how split those northern teams actually are and how strong their position is. To see them have to move out of there all the way down to the south is always exciting to watch.
Yeah, that will be true chaos for all the way from the north, because there would not be too many options for the teams to play. There are a couple of ridges which are already just scouted ahead from Team Exile, and Team GG can see a lot of northern part above San Martin as well. So it feels like the next circle is going to be at least some of these teams. I feel like Fate is going to have a relatively decent position in the next circle as well, because they're just sitting in the middle. And we are seeing 3.5 men trying to crash Team Exile, which is holding middle of the circle, but it's only 2 Exile players here. They did get 1 knock. However, Doffy managed to find one of the players, and now Team Exile in a lot of trouble. They're going to have to rotate from Hacienda del Patron, 2 of the guys, and try to help their teammates. And I can't help but wonder why they didn't do it sooner. Why, when they seen the circle, why they didn't go and sit in the same compound. Now they have already 1 player less, and 3.5 men is going to be able to get that rest off.
I think it's one of those things, isn't it? You see it a lot of the time where come phase 3, most squads will consolidate together. Most squads will play as a group, but every now and then you get that squad that likes to consolidate a little bit later. And sure, it works for some, but it definitely seems like this time playing split has been to their detriment. So hoping out for the best that now they can consolidate a little bit better going forward, but that doesn't look to be the case as Exile now try to defend this compound. Teji still just watching out, hoping for the best, realizing though the 3.5 men do kind of have his number and he doesn't have any idea where those players are going to be right now. So just really hoping he'll be able to find himself a bit of an opening, but that's easier said than done as Vixen tries to sweep round the back, just making sure that no third-party attempts are going to be coming through. Exile really just steadfast and not looking to take this fight by the looks of things.
Yeah, it seems like they're sharing the compound at the moment. I mean, 3.5 men, they do have 2 smaller houses comparing to Exile, but it's never a good thing to share the compound, especially in the position like this. They're going to have to try and make the move, because if someone starts third-partying all of that, it's going to be chaos for both of these teams. I wanted to mention the rotation of a team Lost as well. They rotated all the way to the south side of San Martin. They're holding the ridges on the edge of the zone, and they have overview of a lot of playable area right now, as we're seeing Sanya finding one of the players from Team TRP, and it's a fight on the top of the hill, which is not so easy to push, because as you can see, Team Diamond is shooting from far away, and they're finding these shots.
Yeah, and this is the compound that we spoke about earlier when Fade were holding on to it. It is a rough compound to actually try and hold, and the hillsides are just as open as you can see. The third parties come through. Ironmate does end up getting flushed out, so no chance of a revive going to be coming through over there. But now Torpark down as a 3-man. Can they try and salvage this one? You've got to be optimistic and hope for yes, but if they can't find an opening knock here, start picking themselves up some kills, they're going to be in a really tricky position come the late game.
Yeah, Torpok is still doing relatively, they're doing relatively okay here, but you're absolutely right. Their rotation is going to be a nightmare if they don't manage to get a couple of knocks and maybe crash some of those areas. But I mean, the circle is just about to pop, so we're going to know more in just a couple of the seconds. And Team Fade are right now having 2 prior compounds. They are going to have to choose right now. They're definitely going to have to choose because there are a lot of teams that won one of the positions in the middle of the circle, so they can definitely expect Crash sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean, with a zone like this, Fade, they have to try and consolidate, in my opinion. They can't afford to play this so split as they are right now. Sure, they're a strong squad. They've got big fragging power, and it doesn't matter how confident you are. Sometimes you just need to stick to rule 1 of PUBG and play for trades, and that's something I hope these teams are actually able to do this time around, as now the zone will be getting ready to make a move in about 20 seconds. But before it does, 404 Error are going to be more than happy to sponge themselves up a pretty free kill point onto Mayday as he's spotted out in the open.
404 has they have decent position on the top of the hill on the eastern side of the circle. If one of the players that's left alive from incentive across the water treatment, if he doesn't start doing a lot of trouble to them, they're going to have a lot of playable area in the next couple of circles. Golden Gunners Fearless on half HP, they have to fight a Lost. This is one of the things that we were mentioning already, right? Because now the circle shifted away from San Martin, right? So many teams now have to find their way through. And if the top of San Martin is already taken, as Team Lost managed to get just in front of Team GG, which kind of played a little bit too passive. They were staying in the middle of the city for a bit too long. So Team Lost, which was way behind their back, they actually managed to grab this position ahead of them. And now Team GG is being held by them.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's that knock-on effect, isn't it? As soon as one team fights, every other team is going to try and get a bit of a pinch on it. And I think that's what we're seeing here. As soon as that info comes through, teams are going to be getting pinched. Fearless, he's got info, but clearly not enough. As in the end, Golden Gunners out in 14th position. Impressive to see them clean up that concisely and that effectively, but now it is just a solo. He's trying to defend up against Gravity. You can see they've already kind of got the jump here. They've got him surrounded. It's going to be rough as the spray comes through, the nade over the top. The headshot lands, followed by the body, though. Nicely done from Kuyuk, but in the end goes down. Kreslow is there to finish off the job. Really nicely done.
Yeah, good job from Team Gravity. They waited a little bit to see how the whole fight is gonna play out just in front of them in the safe, and they probably calculated really well on the kill feed who is left, and they managed to push that very aggressively and got that little spot for themselves on the south edge of the circle. Team Hit, 3 players alive. They're trying to spot some of the rotations going on. We are expecting, as we already said, we're expecting a lot from them. We have seen how well they can play, and I'm pretty sure they're very bitter about the qualification phase, where in the day 1 they were just the best team in the lobby, and then in the day 2 they went down 2 places and then ended up on the 3rd position. So they really definitely want to prove themselves here, and they have really nice circle and really nice reach to work with. And I mean, Team Diamond, as we can see on the minimap, they have nowhere else to go but push towards Team Hit, and it's definitely going to be an interesting fight to see. Meanwhile, Team Fade, they definitely decided to join each other, and now we have the full Team Fade on one compound, while RNG saw that rotation really smart, and they managed to grab themselves a brick building and the compound, which is still in the middle of the safe. So pretty good call for them.
Yeah, Pixel still putting in work for Fade, by the way. We've seen his name pop up a few times in the kill feed now. Sure, he hasn't been able to find any insane frags, but he's been consistently getting knocks, doing damage. So definitely showing that yesterday's performance isn't what you should come to expect from him, and he is a very capable player in his own right. As the zone has shifted all the way up to the northwest, Exile are now going to be forced to make themselves a bit of a move out of here. Really going to be a tough one as We Are Not Toxic continue to hold the majority of this compound and deny just so much info from either of these teams. The Skaldic is up top, still just waiting, hoping one of those Exile players overextends and pushes up the stairs or something.
Yeah, it's a for both of these teams. It's a horrible place to be at right now because Zone is pushing. They have to move. There's so many players alive, and there's only one playable area for them in the new circle. So we can expect only one team to get alive from there. And maybe it's going to be We're Not Toxic. They waited and got a nice knock for themselves there. However, Fade Gaming is definitely closing all those entrances towards that little dip that I was talking about. So whoever wins the fight in this compound from all these players, I have a hard time believing they're going to make it, Chunks.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one, isn't it? And you know you're pretty much going to take casualties no matter how the game ends up unfolding. So you got to hope for the best. Rafa doing everything he can to try and salvage it with the shotgun. Actually lands a headshot, but the range, unfortunately, this time is just a little bit too far, and he will be going down because of it. Good attempt to try and remain in it, but this time just not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely not enough. And we're watching Nidlam here trying to get into the safe. I'm not sure. Is that a good decision? Because this zone is hurting really badly. He wanted to get his car, and he's probably gonna make it just barely. As we're watching Renegades here getting pushed by Team Diamond. This is a really nice wreck. I feel like this is going to be amazing kill for Feature. 5 kills for a Feature already in this match. Team Diamond is going very strong. They do not have too much of a playable area because they're going to have to move out of the compound. Only partially part of the fence is still in, and just like that, Fade still has a relatively good position. However, Team Heat holding the whole ridge and that compound that we talked about earlier that Fade was fighting at the beginning of the match, now that compound is being a prior position.
Sanya still here, trying his best to open up over towards 404, but no, the shots, they just don't land in the way you really would have hoped off of a player like that, but unfortunately not able to connect. 404 Error now have pretty much complete control over this ridge line. They still have to try and push up to the north to make their way through, so it's not over yet, but Incentive need to find themselves an opening knock and quick, but no, it's going to be Frizz in the end who's there to find it, as I don't know what the hell just happened with Incentive, but it is not what we were expecting. That completely fell apart, and 404, they just cleaned up without a care in the world.
Yeah, 404 just decided to do a casual drive-by, and they managed to do it really well. So now on the wings of drive-bys, they're continuing towards Team Hit, which is just getting crashed by them. Nidlam, in the meantime, he found himself a little rock. He knows no one is going to peek that. However, Brix is really close, and he wants to get a couple of shots for himself. However, he got knocked fling here for Torpok just on the edge of the zone, holding the shack. Feature is going to try to molly him. Really good play from Feature. It seems like Feature is utilizing those utilities amazingly. Yet another kill for him. Team Diamond sitting on 10 already, as Xeron is trying to wipe the last player from Martin Gaming.
Once that molly goes in, there's no getting out, and I think they realized that. Really unfortunate there for Flink, but, I mean, Diamond, they still have quite a push to make. Obviously, Martin, as you mentioned, right in front of them right now, could cause some major problems as 404 Error start to look out towards Fade. They have an idea there's going to be players moving somewhere around this area where they know exactly exactly where, I should say, remains to be seen, as now Frizz does get a good read on some of those players. That's the seats what we were looking for. Beautiful 2K. You really think 404 would have been able to make something out of that, though?
Yeah, definitely. But Freeze had a really nice control of that spray, and he connected it really nicely to another player. So it's always in the situation like this when everybody's already stressed enough. When you hear a vehicle moving towards you, someone starting to spraying. Players who are usually defending, they are under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. So it leaves a lot of open space for a player who is being aggressive. In this case, Freeze, and he got those 2 connected kills, and that was amazing to see for us on the replay. Thank you so much, production. And I just want to mention Fade now has a very horrible rotation to make, and they're going to have to make some smoke wall for their cars to start going a little bit faster, because right now Team Hit is looking towards them. Team 404 as well has the angle as well, and I mean, Fade doesn't have many options, but maybe just to crash the bottom side of that a little hill/ridge. But Nidlam is also there, already proning, so we're going to see what are their options.
There's not many, are there? I'm not sure whether Fade even have themselves vehicles to work with. They maybe have one or two, but it's not going to be ideal. Every single team is going to be looking down in their direction as they get ready to make themselves a push. They will hop into the car. Smokes are still up, and now comes the rotate. Fade going to be making a hell of a lot of noise, and it makes you think every team is looking in their direction. It's going to be 404 Error that find themselves the initial knock, but it's stolen away by Ali from Team Hit. Hulk does go down the trade as Clemson will be anchoring down behind to try and play for the position. Nidlam, though, really good spray onto Duff. It's only him versus Pixel, and unfortunately, Pixel, I think that's one of those plays where the ping works the disadvantage. He does end up going down. Nidlam there, beautiful little 2K as Team Diamond fall. We're down to our final 4, and well, 2 of those 4 are only solos.
Yeah, Nidlam and his rock, I gotta be honest, he played that perfectly and managed to hold the position really nicely. Fade only down to 1 player. Team Hit in the best position. Definitely, they can control every single angle of the map right now. If Nidlam maybe doesn't decide to push that top of the ridge, somehow sneak up while Klim here is under a lot of fire, I don't see how this is going to go bad for Team Hit. They're holding Team 404 on the north side. Klim is just about to be dead. It's just way too much of an open space for him to make it. And Nidlam here, he should definitely try to, if he wants to do something for the chicken dinner, he definitely needs to move up while Team Hit is looking the opposite way.
Yeah, I mean, Team Hit right now, the only way things go badly for them, I feel, is if the zone goes, like, hard over to the southeast. But then at that point, look, Team 404 Error are also going to have to make themselves a bit of a move. We'll see, though, 3 seconds till phase 8 pops, which, just a reminder, is going to be that final phase. Roy, though, with a really nice Groza knock right there, takes down CMI. Nicely done. The zone, I mean, it allows Team Hit to stay in their compound. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do that. But first, Roy is going to try and clean up this final threat, realizing 404 Error. They've already conceded a knock. He knows where the second one's going to be. Sees him laying prone. Beautiful headshot. One more bullet is all that's needed to land. And there it is, straight to the head. Finishes off the job. It's 404 Error out in 4th position. As now Team Hit, they've got the high ground. And just 2 solos to deal with. You got to feel like things go their way right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Great play by Team Heat. I mean, obviously they had an amazing position as well, so that helped tremendously to get in this position where they are right now. But as I mentioned already, it's going to be really tough for right now. Klim from Fade Gaming is holding Nidlam, so Nidlam does not have many options. If he wanted to move, he should have done that while Team Hit was focusing Klim. So it's looking great for Team Hit. What else to say? They just have to wait for Fade. For Klim and Nidlam to kill each other, and they just finish off the last guy, and it feels like this is going to be definitely the first chicken dinner of the night for them. Not too many kills though for Team Hit. They have been holding this compound, which is also it's a good compound when the game finishes there. However, you cannot be part of too many fights since the positioning of it's a little bit clumsy, I would say. But yeah, we're down to Nidlam versus Team Hit, and it's gonna be a tough one for Nidlam.
It's going to be a tough one indeed, but we've already seen what you can do in those 1v2 situations when Fade tried to make a pull-up, so we'll see if he has similar success. It's going to be a tricky one, though, as Team Hit do need to make themselves a bit of a move. As soon as they see the bodies, all the boxes, all the vehicles, they're going to know exactly where Nidlam is playing. Tries to peek out, arguably at the worst possible time. Ali's there to find the headshot, and it's Team Hit, 4 kills to chicken dinner. We spoke about them coming into tonight as a team that performed extremely well over in the group stages, but have struggled so far in the relegation series, and that's more of what we expect from them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 14 kills for chicken dinner is not too much, to be honest, because they need way more points to be in the top 2 teams right now. But I mean, it's a great start of the evening. 14 kills, chicken dinner in the pocket, and it's a great thing for their self-confidence, right? So we're going to see how they're going to continue rest of this night, and we're going to go back to the studio to see what ladies have prepared for us.
We're done with the game number 1. But before we continue, I really want to do this first, guys. We have
the rush.
Yeah, no, we have plenty of giveaways. I just want to do this one, and I feel like we have been really sneaky this time. So Samsung Odyssey wants what?
Samsung Odyssey.
Yes, they have a question for us. No, don't give it away.
Samsung Odyssey has a question for you guys, and they are giving away, so provided by Samsung Odyssey, are these €50 vouchers for G2A. You know what G2A is, everybody knows. All the gamers know what G2A is. You can buy some games, get some cool stuff over there, use the voucher. But all you need to do is answer the question correctly in the live stream chat. So Tetka is gonna let you know what the question is, and you have to pay really close attention and be super fast. So only the fastest person who types the correct answer in the chat wins, and we will have 2 today. So this is the first one. Every stream we have 2 questions for G2A vouchers provided by Samsung Odyssey. So why don't we jump straight over?
Sure.
Straight
Straight to the question. So guys, this time, as I said, we are majorly sneaky. So fill in the blank. When I say blank, that is the part you need to fill in. Okay, so it starts with blank with Samsung Odyssey. So what you need to do is head to our official website, SamsungOdysseyMasters.com, and you will find what the full sentence is. And of course, our lovely moderators will announce the winner in the chat. This time we're really sneaking.
Congratulations. Well, I wouldn't say congratulations.
Good luck.
Yet.
Yes.
Good luck. We're not gonna say why. Just good luck.
Yes. Good luck, you guys.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be like a properly earned one. You know, not like the other ones we had. Like the answer would be right away in the chat, just like rapid answering. So this one, good luck. But good luck to Team Hit.
Absolutely.
They got the chicken dinner number 1 today on Miramar. And I'm like, is this the big comeback? Is this the big comeback of Hit? But there were also other teams. We had 404 in the top 4. We had Martin Gaming. I know you like Martin Gaming.
Yes, I do love them. I didn't want to see it at day 1 because I'm known as a jinx. So yes, but come on. I think the MVP of this game has to be Nidlem from Martin for surviving this whole hell that happened. He was in the middle of plenty of teams, surviving it, and then having that double kill. Like, man, you're the MVP.
Yeah.
Yes. But there's plenty more. We should see the standings right now.
Yeah,
let's go check it out.
So the leaderboard right now, it looks like Team Diamond is still pretty solid on the number 1 spot. As you can see, they have 86 points. That's way more than Exile Esports, who are on the 2nd spot. They have 0 chicken dinners, but Team Diamond has 3 chicken dinners, all 3 from yesterday. And then we have on number 3 spot, Fade Gaming. They also did well. This match, we have Team Gravity, who woke up yesterday by the end of the tournament day. We have Team Lost. They've not lost. They've actually won one chicken dinner yesterday. Core Esports, Hit, 3.5 Men, Martin Gaming, and so on. Some of these teams we definitely expected more from, such as Queer and Team Hit. And for example, what other team? Who we also said that they need to work a little bit better. Martin Gaming, obviously.
Yes, but Last Chance. Don't forget about our Last Chance. Come on, Amy.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the kills.
Let's take a look. But 52 kills for Diamond, Team Diamond. I'm impressed. Okay, so on the first spot, we do have Zembury again with 19 kills.
Well, this is cumulative. So
yes, all of it.
Yesterday and today.
Yes, even though today his teammate, is it Picho? I think it was, Picho actually had a lot of kills. So, good luck. The second place, of course, we have Wixen. Then, once again, Diamond's Bricks. And then we have Mistake. Mistake had an amazing game yesterday, and we see him on the 4th spot today.
And Kreslo.
Yes, and Kreslo.
Kreslo yesterday did a good job.
Yep.
Let's see how we're standing on damage. I believe Itkaron is still here.
Yeah.
we were watching him at the beginning of the game. We have Team Diamond here, Zambury on #1 spot with 2.9k. Then we have Pixelic from Fade, who I believe is sub to Team Fade. On 3rd spot, interesting, now that we see him here. On 4th spot, Xaron from Team Diamond, and 5th, Brix from Team Diamond. And that is it for the leaderboards. Now, what do you expect for the second match?
Some more diamond play, clearly.
Yeah, I believe we talked about diamond way too much. Let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, game number 2, day 2 of relegations, straight to Sanson and Chunks.
Game 1 in the books, still 4 more to go this evening. A lot on the line, Sanson, as we've touched on multiple times. And Team Hit finally getting themselves some points on the board. Much needed, but not too many kills to go alongside that chicken dinner.
Yeah, not too many kills, only 4, and they're sitting right now on the 7th position. They did jump 5 positions up, but if they want to be in the race to get into the finals, they need to continue to do very well in the next 4 games as well. Because I mean, sometimes like getting a little bit more aggressive can pay off a little bit more. Because Chicken Dinner, 4 kills, that's 14 points. That's literally wiping 3 squads plus getting 2 more kills on the side. I'm not saying that's easy, obviously, but they need to collect those points if they want to be in the first 2 teams.
Yeah, it's about putting yourself in a position where you are able to get kills, which I think Team Hit struggled with because of their position. Sure, it worked really well to be able to get into the late game, but they weren't really forced to take fights. They didn't spot players out in the open and rotating much. They weren't really able to get involved, especially with that hill behind them. But match number 2 is now underway. Let's hop over to Miramar and see what Kovo has in store for us with a beautiful cinematic shot. Oh, there we go. Past the church this
Oh.
time. I like it.
Yeah, nice. I mean, it seems like Miramar is looking more and more pretty every single time Koval finds this angle. I was like, wait, are we playing PUBG here?
I need to pay Kovo to hold my camera. If he can make things look this pretty, then I'm just gonna need to hire him to just stand there with a camera in hand and just make me look gorgeous. Honestly.
Absolutely, getting those right angles. It's all about the angles, Shanks, right? It's all about the angles. So I think Kovo found perfect solution how it works in PUBG, and I'm sure he can make us way more pretty in real life as well. Kovo, we're gonna talk afterwards.
Yeah. I'll be sending you over an application form so that you can sign up. So hope you listen to this, Kovo. Hope you're excited. Anyway, look, let's get into the game because look at this down on the southern side already. How many teams are clustered down there? 3, 4 different squads all on that southern coast. It's gonna be a rough one. You can already tell. The shots already coming through from Martin Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely rough one. And I gotta be honest, Team TRP has one really crazy split there. I don't know if some of the players went for the vehicles, but it's not only them. Team Martin Gaming as well. They're a couple of maybe even kilometer away from each other as well. So we're seeing a huge amount of various colors down there on the south, just below Los Leones. But the circle is good for all of these teams. If maybe some of these teams already have a car, maybe they can just send it towards Valle del Mar and loot some of the compounds on the south side of the map, because it's looking pretty well for them. However, if they start fighting early, we're going to lose some of them I'm quite sure of that. From the other teams, I just wanted to mention El Pozo looks pretty good. RNG has a nice looting spot for themselves. Team Gravity as well, great positioning. Montenuevo, obviously. Team Lost again in the middle of the circle. Chuma. For them, Diamond as well, relatively inside the circle. They are going to shift from there, I'm pretty sure, as they know there are quite a few teams just above them on the northern side. So right now it seems like way more teams are outside the circle than in it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a theme right now, honestly, with how many squads drop so close together. I think it'll kind of remain like that for the longest time. So it's going to be interesting to see where those squads are able to maybe consolidate a little bit more, get themselves into zone, avoid the fight more than anything, I think is going to be the biggest problem for a lot of these squads. And just be able to get in peacefully and then start your game from there. Because when you have so many teams all around that southern coast, it makes things so dangerous, so brutal, and you know that the rotations are going to be hard. So if you end up losing a player early on that rotation, it means that that late game is just going to be made exponentially harder. So you just hope that's not the case now.
Yep. Team Exile, I wanted to mention, they're looting just next to San Martin, next to Team Hit. They don't have any chicken dinners yet. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit hard to get chicken dinner with Team Diamond in the lobby in these past 2 days, but they're sitting on the second position, 54 points. So I kind of expect to see a little bit more from them. I know they have an amazing fragging capabilities, but I haven't seen them closing up in any of these matches yet. It was more or less all early kills, and they would always get somehow in the trouble. But I mean, when we see this circle for them as well, now they have a pretty tough rotation. Obviously, they're going to have to fight their way through, as well as what I mentioned earlier, Torpok with the crazy split they had. They're trying to get... Oh, is this intentional? Because this is 200 IQ. If that's intentional, I'm not quite sure, but Flink here finds a Nidlem really nicely. He's going to confirm. Mayday also probably going to confirm Nidlem. That's what I was saying earlier. This was quite a greedy split from both these teams. However, this time, Team TRP continues with 4 players. MG only down to 2.
Yeah, Torpark, really good work to be able to find that kill, as Michael actually able to kind of rat it out a little bit there over towards Martin Gaming. Nicely done to be able to pick that one up, converts it over to a flush as well. Also seems to have an idea that there is going to be another Martin Gaming player up to the north, so already tries to get eyes over onto that. And I'll give them credit. Look, INC, they had a pretty rough game last game, even though they did make it into the late game placement. It's good to see them getting aggressive early on and not afraid to pick up kills like maybe they were a bit hesitant to in our previous matchup.
Yeah, it doesn't look well for Martin Gaming indeed. Only down to a player, and it's just like I can't happen to notice that they could have done things a little bit differently, but it is what it is for them right now. They're going to have a very long rotation. As well, since they are just on the edge of Los Leones. Meanwhile, Team Lost, which is deep in the middle of the circle, they found themselves really nice positions to work with. They probably aware of players from a last chance who rotated relatively recently towards them. We're going to see how this circle plays because also I see Team Diamond is getting relatively close on just the northern side of them. They are holding the compound Jamboree, the compound lower ground. A decent position for him. I'm pretty sure he's going to do a split with his teammates. Maybe some of them are going to go to the Rainbow compound just across the road. It seems like they're rotating as I speak. Brix is going to just park his car and save the tires. Great call, and just continue to see where this circle is going to shift. In the case the circle shifts towards Team Diamond, they're going to have amazing position. I mean, along with Team Lost and Team LC right now.
I do worry about Team Lost and Team Last Chance, though, because of how close they are. Obviously, it's a very vertical area terrain, so there's the chance that neither team ends up even caring about the other, even knowing about them for the majority of the game, depending on how that circle does end up going. But it's always a nerve-wracking one, being that close to a team and potentially being directly below them. Team Hit going to be opening up here with some sprays as now the attempt comes out, but it's just not able to connect onto Fade, as it seems like it is going to be a good old-fashioned compound battle right now. Fade start to work their way through. They are ready to take control of this. They want this position really bad. You can already tell.
Yeah, Hit wants to hold this position, obviously, but I mean, we're talking about the Team Fade, which has been playing really good in the past couple of matches. So they just, and they also, it's quite worth mentioning, they hopped onto the third position. So Fade definitely playing really smart. So they can even opt to rotate away from the fight, which we've seen in the first match as well. They did manage to get one kill, and then they just decided to, 59 people alive. We're not going to take early fights. Meanwhile, Torpok eliminated on 16th position. Talking about early fights, they somehow always find a way.
I don't know what it is with Torpok, but it's always seemingly unfortunate. It's very rare that they make it to the late game. It feels like they are often losing these early game fights, so it's always a difficult challenge for them to try and navigate, but I hope that they're going to be able to repair it as all. No, that is not the way you want to be dying. Black Flood was there, just laying in wait, took a lot of shots, but was able to convert it over to kills in the end. Nicely done. Torpok, you just got to scout before you crash. I thought we'd know this by now.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough call. Maybe they scouted, maybe Black Fang was really hidden because he was all alone on this compound before his teammate pushed to help him. So kind of it is possible they just didn't scout carefully enough, or maybe this player was just very well hidden. However, great job for him, at least holding the whole squad and buying enough time for his squad mates to come and help him and wipe Team Torpok on 16th position.
Nicely done, as now Fade start to make their way through as well. Quite a distance to try and navigate here by the looks things, as it looks like Fade actually feeling pretty confident with grabbing Monte Nuevo right now. It shows a certain level of confidence when a team is actually happy to get aggressive in a position like that, so it is nice to see that Fade showing that confidence, getting into the city, which, I mean, most squads would typically really struggle with.
Yeah, so many teams right now are just sending it towards the middle of as middle as possible, right? Only team one sitting on the very edge of the circle and waiting to see how this is going to shift and what are their options going to be. Interesting to see if Team 404 rotated far from all the way from the south towards the middle of the circle. They are playing lower ground as well, but for now, they're not going to have a lot of kills from there, obviously, which we talked about earlier. Team 404 is sitting on the 15th position, right? This compound is good. It's really good if you want to hold middle of the circle, for example, for the chicken dinner format. However, when you want to you get a lot of kills per match, this is maybe not the most optimal place to be at this stage of the match.
Really not ideal at all, especially for Koyers. I mean, Herd is driving out in the open. They've already got eyes on 3.5 men, so they should probably have made a better call than this. They've already taken shots over the top, so really not ideal. He will actually get over to relative safety, though, as 3.5 men will instead lose a player of their own. Michael does what he can to try and heal up, but it's just not going to be enough, as Ant is there. Nice opening nade over towards Herd. That will find the opening knock, but 3.5 men, they still need to get back up to a full 4-man before taking this fight, especially with how many teams are now going to be pushing through this location with that really hard southern shift.
Yeah, 3.5 men is fighting on two separate sides right now. Koyer from the north and Incentive shooting at them from at the back. So it's kind of a really tricky situation for Ante right now, because he just has to find a way to get out of here. They decided to leave the compound to Team Koyer because, I mean, it's better to continue the game with one player more if possible. So that's all Ante can hope for, that he just survives this rotation. I'm actually surprised Team Incentive is not shooting at him just now started shooting at him. And as I said it, we lost Ante. In the meantime, unfortunate for him, but this circle made a lot of teams rotating. Look at the Fade rotating all the way on the west side of the map, sending it down. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to get into the zone. Meanwhile, Renegades are trying to hold off the rotation from Team Hit, but I feel like it's kind of decent amount of meters in between of them, so no damage will be done.
Yeah, it's a rough one, isn't it? As you want to be getting aggressive, you want to be getting those kills, but when there's just such a distance, you're not quite able to. Renegades will be pretty happy with their position, but they will continue sending Hunted in to try and get an opening into the zone. And, well, it looks like he's going to be relatively safe to do so. It doesn't look like there's too many squads around this position. That will be looking up over the top. I'm not sure whether he spotted the player up at the top of the cliff, but you got to hope he's called it out to the rest of his squad, as Renegades now just lay low, trying to keep eyes out, grab that info, and not really make too much noise. They definitely seem like they're playing for the late game here with a zone like this.
Yeah, definitely. They're trying to scope all the way around around the playable areas that they know of. What are their maybe potentially next options, because they're just sitting a little bit outside the edge. The good thing for them is that Hunted decided to take the compound for Team RNG, so they already have the next spot for themselves in the new safe. And here we're just seeing the rest of Renegades trying to maybe get one of those kills that we are talking about, that they need very, very much. Exile, in the meantime, they are sharing quite a few teams now in Chuma. Team LC just got into the edge of Chuma on the east side. Team Lost holding partially hangars, partially top of the hill above Chuma. Team Exile in the middle of Chuma as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they rotate their way out. And as well, of course, Incentive sitting in the middle of the Chuma on the top side as well. Fate quite spread on that southern western side of the circle. They are going to try to hold the rotation from Hit. Ooh.
Pixel just waiting there. He nearly got it. Unfortunately, not enough. The Team Hit pulled down to the south. The zone, though, is just pulled away. It's going to make things tricky. We'll have a look at that in a second. The stuff now just lays there, waiting for Team Hit to open themselves up. I think we realize now that Team Hit have to start making a move, and Pixel is really banking on that. He's definitely going for kills as the rest of Fade look to do the same. Gravity will start making a move as Roy now tries to get out. Duff ends up falling, but Roy is immediately there in the trade. Clemson also tries to open up. Big spray down towards the buggy. Is it going to be enough? Seemingly not. Switches over to the Mini 14, but can't quite land the shots at the final few seconds. Team Hit are going to be able to get out of there just about, but they still have Gravity to try and navigate. And look at this coming from the north, the team we spoke about quite a bit, Renegades, now also starting to rotate through.
Yeah, so many rotations now going this way. Team Fate definitely playing very risky, holding the roads, trying to get those rotations and those kills. We're watching 404 error right now as Mare is shooting the Team Gravity. Johnny there on maybe 30 HP all together, trying to get that heal off while Freeze is trying to get Cresto. In the meantime, very thin tree, but there is a smoke, so they might pull it off.
They might, but the question is, will they right now? It's going to be a tricky one. It's fair to say, is there's so much pressure for these teams on the edge as Renegades do inevitably fall. It's Averick that's there to finish off the job. As Gravity now start to flex out the compound, realizing they're not going to be inside here forever. Cerny takes down Johnny as Fade are going to hear this, see it in the kill feed, use it as an opportunity to start making themselves a move up. Pixel in the vehicle, not as stealthy, using that car, making some noise, and now trying to get aggressive onto 404. Nice spray there over towards Frizz, but it's not going to be enough to confirm the kill or the knock as he tries to move his way down. Luke here's one behind. Out comes that frag grenade. It's looking like it could be close, but it's not quite enough to get the knock. As now Diamond, well, they have Luke in a pinch. Zeron doesn't need to push just yet. Zembri is there trying to get info. Clemson, though, he's trying to get some kills. Nice spray, but it doesn't connect in the way he would have hoped. Luke falls, no surprise, to that mini 14. Zembri just out on the edge of zone with a really nice line of sight. Zeron tries to move up. Molotov's coming through, but they just can't connect. In the end, though, the shots will. And now Fade just getting dismantled. The pinch coming out. They are just too far split, and they get punished because of it.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate scenario right now for Team Fate because they got pinched in between Team Diamond, which got it behind their back, and on top of the ridges, obviously, Team 404. It's hard enough to fight the team that is just above you, which Fate wanted to do initially. However, Team Diamond completely messed their plans, and now both Fate and Team Diamond are going to continue with maybe one man standing as Team 404 got a better ending of this whole story of this trio that was going on here on the western side of the circle. Meanwhile, circle shifted super north, so we're going to see a really nice positioning for team 3.5 men. Obviously, they do not have too many kills. They're sitting in the compound in the middle of the zone. Team Incentive holding top side of Chuma. Really good position for themselves, but they can expect for Team Exile to get closer to them. As I mean, also let's not forget about Team Lost, which is playing a big spread as well. But while I'm talking about that, Team Gravity is fighting Team Hit, and Kreslo here is going to be able to rest Johnny, and Team Hit only down to one player.
It's a brutal one, isn't it, for these squads as the zone has pulled up to the north. They now realize that this fight was maybe for nothing. They just need to salvage every kill point they can. Frizz, though, able to do that. Golden Gunners lose yet another player. 404 ever tried to make the most out of it. Diamond also going to be falling by the wayside, out in 14th position as Team Hit now with the sprays onto Team Gravity. Kreslo going to be getting flushed out right there, will bleed, so Team Hit at least getting themselves to 2 points out of this game, but it's going to be a really tricky one with all these squads up ahead, a completely open field. You got to think Taxis, he just doesn't stand a chance here.
Yeah, Taxi, if he makes it to the safe, I'm going to just, congratulate him on that, because it looks like it's going to be a mission impossible. But hey, you never know if all these teams are going to just start fighting each other on top of the hill. Maybe somehow he manages to do that. 404 hook modus trying to push was a little bit of a fail. Molly there, a bit too short, but he's trying to get one more player from Lost. He hears the footsteps. Obviously, is he going to be aggressive enough to push it or no? I think it's kind of a little bit too passive, in my opinion. He could have peeked that, but maybe he was just waiting for some of his teammates to join. Lost from another hill. Look how spread Lost was. It's a couple of hundred meters apart, and obviously now the Fit cannot do anything to help his teammates. So 404 still going strong after wiping half of the team Fade, and after wiping half of the Diamond. They're still somehow holding strong on that very edge of the circle. However, they're going to have to make some moves soon enough.
They certainly will, as Golden Gunner's Darth just tries to lay low. He's so split from the rest of his squad, and it's something that we have seen before from Golden Gunners in the past. They'll have one player just super split from the rest, and, well, they'll be punished because of it, as Darth now is going to be getting spotted out from below. Averick is the one who tries to open up with some shots, but Dodic from behind is also looking up in that direction, as I think they realize now Golden Gunners may be down to solo. They'll certainly spot out Averick. Nice damage coming through. I believe the final player left for Gravity right there, so doing everything he can to remain in it. And, well, he's inside zone. Just don't peek, Averick. Just don't peek.
Yeah, we are not toxic trying to find that headshot. They both have a pretty good gear, Danko and Dodic, so still have a nice reach to work with. However, in 20 seconds, they're going to have to move, and as I can see on the minimap, Team Koyer is looking exactly in that direction, so they're going to have a hard time getting into the zone. Meanwhile, Danko is trying to find a Schluppy, if I'm not mistaken. And just like that, we lost a team 4-0. We lost team lost, no puns intended. I mean, it's just the exact word, right? So yeah, we're continuing with 9 teams. Golden Gunners on top of the hill. Dart 28 HP. He's gonna have to prone because Dodic knows his position exactly, and he knows the player is gonna have to move. But right now, Dodic has to worry about these 2 players. So if he overpeaks that, it could be a little bit tough for him. But knowing Dodic, he's probably gonna get, or maybe not this time, but good effort nonetheless.
Good try there. Big damage coming through, but no kill connecting in the end as 404 Error now start to make their move through. They've got the high ground. They have themselves, I'd say, a decent valley to work with. Sure, it's a little bit open from the south, but they still have a lot of ridge lines to work with. And, I mean, the chance of We Are Not Toxic actually closing that gap and causing some problems are very, very slim. And obviously with Exile being preoccupied up to the north, they're not going to be causing much of a threat either. So 404 looking really strong as Adacron now going to get in position, nade in hand, realizes now that INC have some players over here as the red zone comes out. It seems like they know someone's up top, but they just haven't been able to connect with that utility just yet. Maybe the spray will have a bit more success, and exactly is what it does. Cut goes down as Rafa tries to play over the top right now. We'll maybe see a little bit of movement from Michael, but no, he's looking the wrong way. Sees the player down at the bottom of the stairs, though. Nice knock coming through as Michael with the knock onto Vixen. In return, there's only one player conceded by Exile as they throw down the red zone over towards Michael. Rafa's low HP, needs to get that heal off, but the rest of his squad are just doing work, even though they're all low HP.
Absolutely great work for Team Exile. They did lose one player, and of course they still need to get rid of Michael there, but Michael has nowhere to go but to maybe try and get that knock with a frag grenade since the zone is pushing him, and obviously Rafa has higher ground, so it's just a matter of time before his teammates join him as well and wipe the last player from Team Incentive. I was actually a little bit surprised how they didn't fight even earlier, considering these 2 teams were holding this north side of Chuma. However, Rafa from Exile just wants to finish this fight already for his team. In the meantime, IDK got knocked, and it's a valid effort from Michael here. He's trying what he can. However, they managed to wipe him. In the meantime, Team Gravity also eliminated on the 8th position. Semi-Toxic from Koyer, meanwhile, managed to get a double kill with a frag grenade. Maybe we're going to see that on the replay because it feels like it landed just perfectly. 404 trying to spot Team Koyer as well. In the meantime, we're just playing that, what you mentioned earlier, a lower ground, and for now, they can work with that.
Pris gonna be looking out here. Tries to open up onto Exile, just spamming through the smoke. I mean, worth a try, I guess. When you're in a position like 404 Error, 14 kills, you've got the high ground to work with. You can afford to take a few shots through a smoke, but the problem is going to become the fact that, look, they only have so much util to work with, and all those dead bodies are now out in the blue, so they're not really going to be able to loot them up, so they do need to be careful with the ammo, as Edams needs to be a little bit careful with that one. Shocky, with a beautifully placed frag grenade, will be able to take down that player for Golden Gunners. As Trog tries to spot out Fearless. The spray comes through, only one shot lands, but it is to the head as Fearless taken down low. The mini should finish off the job, but Trog stopped shooting maybe just a second early, and for that reason, Sammy is there to find himself a free kill onto Fearless, but never mind, Cerny is there to steal it away.
404 is having an amazing match right now, and I can't happen to notice that Team GG, they are playing so spread. Oh, here's the replay that we were waiting for. First, Kobe, first frag grenade did not hit, and this was a very nice under frag grenade. Managed to get that double kill for his team. It's the only 2 kills for Team Koyer. However, they're doing relatively okay here, just below Team 404, which is having Team 404 having a great party, to be honest. They are we are looking at 15 impressive 15 kills, I gotta be honest. I did not expect as many from a team which is sitting on the 15th position at the moment.
Yeah, really impressive to see, and I'm sure that leaderboard will be getting switched up pretty quickly now, if I had to take a guess. Korea Esports, though, do need to be careful as they try to make their way into 404 Error. Frizz is there to finish off Darth, and I think 404 maybe got a little bit overconfident this game because they've got themselves so many kills, and now they've taken some casualties. There are more players sneaking up down below as Korea Esports tries to get in the gap. Hulk Modus is spotted out and caught with a really nice spray, flushed out as well by Hood. So 404 Error now down to just Frizz left up. Hood sees a body. It's not going to be a living one though, so ends up not shooting as Frizz is spotted. Headshot is there. Beautiful peek and a beautiful spray. 404 Error out in 5th position this time around, but now Exile, they're more than happy to start getting involved as Rafa tries to take down one. He ends up getting eliminated in the trade. Idacron is going to be up there to try and finish off the job. Smokes, flashes all coming through, but Sammy might just be that pivotal player right now. All depends on how he decides to push, on whether Exile get this res or not.
Yeah, 3 in the meantime, I'm looking at the minimap as well, looking at all this noise that Team Exile is making with Team Koyer Esports. I'm quite surprised Team 3.5 men didn't decide to get out of the compound already and try to push those ridges above and just maybe peek and see what is going on there. As I can see, they have a relatively clear entrance doors there, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to remain this passive, since we are looking at the last few players alive in this lobby. Meanwhile, Semi-Toxic is doing what he can. 3 kills for him right now, but he does not have a lot left. No armor for him, meaning he's going to go down as soon as someone starts spraying at him. IDK here is going to try and peek that. Not sure if it's wise that he peeks all alone. Sammy try to find him, but really a nice job from IDK, and they eliminated Team Koyer Esports on the 4th position. We're looking right now at Team Exile, who is holding what I mentioned earlier, Team 3.5 men instead of 3.5 men instead of being a little bit more aggressive, trying to make the play before Team Exile turns towards them and stops them. Now they found themselves on the 3rd position and maybe even without a single kill in this match. So it's looking really good right now for Team Exile. They, of course, did make some noise right now. Last Chance have been a bit quiet in the last couple of minutes, so maybe they're going to find a workaround. But, I mean, still, Exile has 1 man more.
Yeah, Exile, though, they don't have the info. That's something that Last Chance do have, and, well, you better know they're going to try and make the most out of it, but it seems like Last Chance opting to play slow, and, well, that kind of ruins the info that you had. Everything that you did have has now been lost, and Exile are going to be able to kind of get free reign on exactly how they want to run this zone. The circle will shift away, but that forces both teams out now, as Exile get ready to grab control of this hillside. Rafa going to be playing up top. It seems, though, like there could be a player down below that could cause some problems. There's the knock onto 3.5 men. It was Teji there with a beautiful 2K, and no surprise, he tries to finish off the job. As there it is, Rafa tries to come up over the top, but it was Trog to be able to take him and Idacron down as well. Only 2 players now left standing from Exile as the nade's going to be coming up over the top. Rafa tries to go for the revive, but it just isn't enough. Down he goes. Trog gets the knock, and, well, this is what I was worried about right now. Exile, they had to push over the top. They had no idea of the solo. Now it's down to a 2 versus 1. They get a 1 versus 1. Teji there with the headshot will be able to land the spray. And, well, the nade is there on the body as well. Confirms the flush, or does it? No, he's still going to be inside. Teji, 20 bullets left in the gun. Throws his pan up over the top. Are we going to see a pan fight? Doesn't look like it, as Last Chance don't return one. So Teji now going to be moving back. Trog has called out a little bit of info, but Shocky just going to be waiting now to see if Teji goes for a repeat.
Yeah, Trog here is trying to give an info to his teammate. He's definitely exposing himself with the knocked body just to get something to work with. But Tazy here managed to get the lower ground for himself. And meanwhile, the rest is probably going to go off because Tazy is playing really, really passive right now. And Shocky there for a second went towards Trog. But no, he's going to let his teammate bleed. Shocky in a dominant position because he has a little bit more higher ground than Tazy, obviously. But Tazy also does not have helmet anymore. Shocky on half armor left. And after these stuns, we can expect a little bit more stronger push. And here it comes. Really nice winner chicken dinner. Again, not too many kills for Team Last Chance, only 4. But hey, they have a win in their pocket.
Yeah, it is a win at the end of the day. I do worry, though, Team Exile, I thought they would have performed better there. They had the man advantage. Obviously, we switched the replay just as those knocks came through, so we can't be sure exactly what happened. But if I had to hazard a guess, maybe Exile playing a little bit too aggressive up on that ridge, not fully scouting it out and checking that that position was clear. They just sent a solo up there and assumed it would be, which is always a bit of a downfall. And I will say, Last Chance, look, I was questioning when they made the right play, playing it slow after having that info onto Exile, realizing they would have taken some casualties, but it worked out for them. Really impressive chicken dinner to wrap up game number 2. We've still got one more Miramar and 2 Erangel left to go, but we're going to head back to the studio to break down that match.
Welcome back to the studio, guys. That was game number 2. Amazing game. But before we talk about the game, we actually want to talk about something we already mentioned earlier. So it's about PaySafeCard Pick'em. So one of our partners, which is PaySafeCard, has provided us with PaySafeCard vouchers. So as you already know, MVP of the day gets a PaySafeCard voucher of 100 euros. So that is MVP player. Yesterday it was Zembury, lucky player from Team Diamond, who got a 100 euro PaySafeCard voucher. But also you, our viewers, can participate in the Pick'em at www.samsungodysseymasters.com. Find the Pick'em page, go in, set your picks in. So for each day of the tournament, we only have today and finals left. That's 3 days. You get your picks in, and then of course 10 very lucky winners get to have a 50 euro PaySafeCard voucher, and the winners will of course be released on the Instagram stories, social media of Good Game Global.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you guys how it works. So you get your PaySafeCard prepaid code anywhere near you where it's convenient, and of course it depends on where you live, your local grocery store, I love this word, petrol station, and you can use this prepaid code as a voucher when you're paying online. It's easy, it's safe, it's quick, you don't need a credit card, a bank account, just a 16-digit code, and you are all ready to go.
And the cool thing is that you don't need to actually get a code first or anything. So you can go to PaySafeCard, get a free account. So you sign up for free, you get a username, you get your password, and then you can store all of your codes on that account. You have full cost control, you have all your codes there, and then you can use them on all the sites that allow you to purchase with PaySafeCard.
Just use your username, password, you're ready to go. It's that easy. And of course, watch and look out for Good Game Global social media to find out when pick'ems are gonna be open. Can we talk about game number 2?
Okay, game number 2.
Yes.
Game number 2, I think something that was really exciting is that 404 got, bad. Last chance.
Last chance.
Whoa, last chance.
Congratulations.
I think we should actually look at the leaderboard.
Yeah, let's go back
because there were a lot of kills there. There were some changes. So you see, Last Chance is now a number 7 spot with 39 points with 23 kills, 1 chicken dinner. We saw a 404 error as well there. What do you think? I mean, look at this. Can anybody still? We have 3 more games today, and do you think somebody can still
I think
get a chance to
Exile are really,
surpass
really
them in the top
good.
two.
Yeah, Exile are really, really good. They're the closest. So, but anything can happen here. But I want to say 404 jumped beautifully, and Last Chance also jumped beautifully. But we want to go for the kills. I want to
let's
see
look at the kills.
Yes. Who is in the top
Our
5?
standings right now.
Did something change? Ooh, no more
Crestlow.
diamond. Yes, so we have Zembri, Crestlow, Vixen, Pixel, and Bricks. This looks really, really nice.
Yeah,
But Zembri
I like
on
that
the
Crestlow
lead.
is now number 2. Let's see how about the damage so far on relegation. So Zambari still number 1, number 2, Idkeron, sorry. Then we have Xeron, of course, Pixelic, and now we have Freeze, actually number 5 spot with 2.5k damage. Looking good so far. I think we should just tell you guys, watch the commercial. Stay with us. However, stay with us. Short break coming in, commercial, and then we're going to be back for game number 3 with Sanson and Chunks.
Last Chance may have got the chicken dinner, but it was 404 error that absolutely stole the show that game. Fragging out, actually able to jump themselves 7 places up the leaderboard right there. But Last Chance with the chicken dinner also moving up 4. Really impressive to see.
Yeah, great performance from both of these teams. Obviously, Last Chance a little bit more tactical decisions there, managed to grab themselves chicken dinner. Also, 2 versus 3 positioning. They had the really good positioning. However, whenever you have a man less, it's never an easy closure that you have. But great match for them. Obviously, 404 team have been doing so well, so many kills this match, and it's really nice to see them both in top 8 teams right now on the leaderboard. So it's getting very close, Shanks. Couple of matches to go, and we have so many teams in maybe less than 15 points apart from each other. So definitely nothing lost yet for all of these teams.
No, definitely. And look, I do find it interesting. If we look at the top 4 teams on the leaderboard, none of them have actually changed positions in those games. Everyone has kind of stayed roughly where they are, which is good for the teams like Diamond and Exile who are in the top two, but for the rest of them, it really is a challenge. You got to hope that squads like Fade, Gravity are going to be able to not only pick up a decent number of points to remain where they are, but also start eclipsing the teams above them. It's going to be a tricky one, and we've shown that that's a possibility. Teams like 404 that were really struggling in previous games yesterday coming out big. So I do start to wonder now, are these teams going to be able to do it? And Team Diamond, obviously, is a squad that stole the show yesterday. 3 chicken dinners. They haven't really shown as many signs of life as I maybe would have hoped so far this evening. So I hope that in our final 3 games, they will be able to step things up. And let's see if Kovo has stepped up his cinematic shot, because the game is now underway, our last Miramar of the evening.
Yeah, hopefully. I want to see this last Miramar of the night. Thank you, Kovo. This looks perfect. Look at this little
There it
puffy,
is.
fluffy white clouds. And of course, our beautiful plane. I wanted to say that we have been seeing 2 chicken dinners now on Miramar, both only 4 kills. I feel like, Shanks, it's time for one 20 kills bomb. What do you say?
We're long overdue, aren't we? I mean, you know what? You could say that maybe 404 gave us a bit of that off of their last game, but it isn't what we're looking for. We want those massive performances from these teams. Let's hope they'll be able to deliver. As I mean, starting things off, playing path pretty standard, but look at this already on the western side. 404, Error, and Golden Gunners dropping right next to each other.
It's very interesting for me to see like 4 teams immediately jumping off the plane as the plane goes. It's not an everyday thing to see, obviously, but I mean, there's a relatively enough playable area and relatively enough of those small compounds where you can get decent loot. Obviously, some of these teams that are jumping very, very early, like Team GG, they did decently in the last match. However, whenever we spectate them, they're just so far away from each other, and they just have not as great synergy as maybe team right now 404 that we are seeing. They were sitting on the lower part of their leaderboard, but now in the top 8 with that last match, I'm pretty sure they're very confident about this next match they're going into. Incentive as well, quite a big spread for them, trying to loot what they can, and circle this time just below all these teams we were just talking about.
Yep, it's pretty similar, I think it's fair to say, to what we saw last game with that hillside ending, but I do wonder how much of a difference it's going to have being a lot further up to the north than we've previously seen, whether it is going to have a major effect or not, whether it is going to be a really small blip in it, because I mean, the terrain is fairly similar. Sure, if you go up to the north a bit further, it becomes a lot more open and flat and really hard to navigate unless you have like vehicles that you're able to use as cover, as plenty of util. But I think for the majority of these teams, they're not going to be too concerned about this zone. I think they should be able to rotate in relatively okay.
Yeah, and what's important also to mention is now that we're also looking at the map a little bit, there are so many teams that are jumping close to each other, which are really good in this lobby. I'm talking about Team Diamond, Team Fade, Team Hit, Team Exile, Team Acquire. They're just very close to each other. They usually jump in the middle of the map, somewhere around San Martin, between Pecado, San Martin, La Bandera. And all these teams, whenever they have to make the rotation, they usually make the rotation very close to all these teams that I just mentioned. And we can see sometimes that we lose some of these teams very early. And we know that the fragging capabilities of these teams are just, they're on the upper part of the bracket and on the leaderboard, and obviously they know how to play well. But when you play versus team that also knows how to play very well, positioning themselves really well, we see a lot of casualties that they may not be willing to. Usually, if they had any other option, especially during the rotation, they would probably opt for something else. But let's talk a little bit about Martin Gaming Wolf here. He did spot one of the players from Team Want, and he definitely wants that kill for himself.
And I can't blame him right now, but it's such a precarious position to actually be putting yourself in, just wide open on this hillside. You got to be thankful that Want right now haven't actually got someone providing Overwatch or scouting out in that direction, because it could be to their detriment. But for now, at least they will remain up, as Wolfstady still knows there's a player down below, but I don't think he knows the exact location. So he's just waiting and hopefully going to try and play for an exit frag right here. Not so much about that early aggression.
Yeah, he just went from the north side of the compound, and now he spotted a player who is looting carelessly, to be honest, because he does not expect for someone to be here, obviously. But oof, it was really close. Wolf managed to connect those shots, and he's going to confirm that kill for himself. Really nice ambush there, to be honest. He did know that there is one player here from Want, and as we can see on the map as well, other players from team We Are Not Toxic are so far away. So this is going to be a confirmed kill for Martin Gaming. Obviously, we're talking about the fight, which is so far away from the circle. These are two teams which are the furthest away from the zone. So obviously, maybe not getting into the rest of this fight would be a good call for both of them, since they have a long way to go to get to the zone. And yes, I was talking about Team GG earlier on. They just constantly sit in the car, rotate so far away from each other, and it seems just that Team GG cannot connect their play into some kind of a synergy that would make sense for the whole team to start making some progress from the bottom side of the leaderboard. We're talking about the team which right now is on the 14th position. They did find for themselves 17 kills, but it's one of the lowest in the lobby, and it just doesn't look for them that well in the relegation phase.
Yeah, it's a risky one, especially as we come down to the final few games now. It's a question of, will these squads actually be able to salvage those important points in the final seconds? Because if you're down at the bottom, it's kind of a throwaway at this point. The chance of you being able to get, 70 points in 3 games, very slim. So it's kind of a write-off for those bottom teams, but they can still have fun, they can still frag out, and maybe try and grief some of the teams they don't want to see in the finals, even though they don't really have to worry about them too much. A nice bolt shot actually landing there from Fearless to the body, but he runs out of ammo in his barrel. That might just be to his detriment, down to 1 HP as Golden Gunners tried to land themselves a bit of a pinch. Can Frizz land the shots? Yes, he can! At the final second, Fearless goes down. Mare is there for the trade, though, as Rotis opens up with the spray. Hulk is not going to be able to find the kill, but Frizz certainly will. Rotis going to be falling now, as Edam's one of the final 2 players remaining left from Golden Gunners.
Actually, super surprised Freeze managed to stay alive there. He was in the middle of the road next to the buggy without any single cover for more than 20-30 seconds before he managed to knock one of the guys from GG. Obviously, it's the synergy that I'm talking about. If one of the players from GG mentioned earlier, Fearless mentioned earlier to Edams about this location of Freeze, this knock would have happened way sooner. This way, right now, Team 404 right now has 3 knocked players, and I mean, it's actually looking relatively okay for them despite that, because they're going to be able to get the rests off, and right now they're definitely going to confirm Rodis as well. And I mean, in this whole situation now, there's Team Hit, which heard all of these shots, and they wanted to get involved somehow in this whole fight. And as we can see, Team Hit is rotating quite a weird rotation from south to north. We usually seen most of these teams rotating the opposite way, but that can definitely tell us that Team Hit is trying to maybe just find some space and place for themselves where they can potentially maybe even third party this, as we're watching now. Team GG down to 2 players, a Team 404 with 3 men alive, and it seems like it's a fight that's gonna take a while if they don't overpeak this. However, still 59 players alive, very early fight. Both these teams, I mean, 404 had an amazing game last one, right? They had so many kills, and I'm pretty sure they're not too happy about being contested here on this side and relative. I mean, it's not the edge of the circle, right? But it's part of the circle which I feel like the zone is going to shift away from, and they're fighting the team from bottom of the leaderboard, and they're taking casualties. It's not something that maybe they want.
No, it's never ideal taking casualties in the early game, and I think that's something that even the best teams, even if they do take a casualty, will still be able to salvage a decent number of kill points, and it shows a certain level of confidence. But I think a problem that a lot of teams find, especially at maybe the lower levels, is the fact that confidence can be kind of confused with kind of recklessness. And I think that's something that these squads have maybe struggled with a little, being able to find that aggression. Look at 404 Era last game, for instance. They picked up, 14 kills, but didn't manage to even get into the top 4 just because of how split they ended up being. It meant that they were in a really tricky position, and they just got picked apart one by one, whereas a more confident team, maybe a stronger team, would have gone, okay, we're feeling confident, we'll go for these kills, we won't play quite as split, and sure, that means we might sacrifice 1 or 2 frags, but it also means we remain as a 4-man. And well, if we get to see 404 Era in a similar position and they do make those adjustments, I can see them very easily taking the chicken dinner to go along with a bunch of frags.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, Team 404, one of the players decided to rotate away. I'm actually wondering, are they going to rotate all together? It seems so, because Team TRP decided to join towards this compound as well. And at some point, it looked like they're in a pinch, because also Team Renegades was scoping towards Team 404 at the same time. We were talking about Team 404. Right now, they're going to have big heal for themselves. However, quite a few teams, they want to find their space in the new safe as well. So potentially they are going to go the same direction. It's still really hard to say. And also with a couple of teams rotating, incentive, etc. I got to mention though, like everyone is rotating towards left and towards south. Meanwhile, Team Hit is rotating towards north and towards east side. That's one rotation that I did not expect. But maybe in this circle, as I'm seeing, maybe it's not such a crazy idea. They want to wrap all the way around, I assume, and maybe get into the circle all the way from the southeastern side. I mean, it's a long shot. They have a long way to go. But it seems like they're trying to do something completely opposite from everyone else.
And that's what you kind of hope for, a team that goes against the grain and makes those adjustments and kind of plays differently to everyone else and is confident in doing so. Torpok, though, Blink playing extremely split from his squad, so just going to be laying down pro, not even attempting to take shots towards Fade. Probably the smart move right there, as our teams will make their way through. You can see Fade going to be just leading through down to the south. They've got themselves a nice little ridge they can use for cover, but it's going to be Luke V just going completely out into the open right here for Fade to try and get involved. Clemson hops in the vehicle with his teammate, maybe running out of fuel, as Luke should be able to get up to this concrete and have a really good position going forward in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of rotations going on, and obviously the circle is not friendly to a lot of these teams, so staying without a gas is not uncommon in the situations like this. However, it's always a little bit tricky and hard when you lose one vehicle. We all know how important that is. Dart here, quite often see him in a prone. He's going to try to find a Flink with a frag grenade. Flink somehow had the feeling that something's about to happen, so he just rotated away. Dart lost the chance to get a knock there, but maybe now when he popped one of the tires from the buggy, the most unfortunate vehicle to have on Miramar, maybe he's going to get that a knock for himself. Flink in a lot of trouble right now. He only has a rock to work with, no vehicle left, and right now he decided to run away. Dart has a relatively easy kill, but no, Hulk Modus finds him in the meantime, and now Flink has an open way to get into the safe. What a save by a third party here right now.
Really impressive to try and make it in, but it's not going to be easy. Golden Gun is out here just tanking blue damage as Edams has been spotted out. Hulk is still there to try and finish off the job, as now he finally does see a little bit of movement. Going to be pre-firing over towards the edge of the smoke. It isn't able to connect as Edams throws down more smokes to create that wall, but you got to wonder how many does he really have left to work with. This Hulk is going to be able to spot it, can't find the kill, and actually ends up switching his attention away. He realizes he could be open from the north, so Edam's going to get out of here relatively free as he hops on his bike and makes a move into zone. Edam's, though, still being pressured from INC up to the north.
Yeah, Edams had at least 5-6 smokes to work with, so he's not sure that there's Flink behind his back. However, he's gonna sit in the car. Flink needs that car as well, and I feel like he's gonna spot him now, and it's an easy kill right now for Flink. Golden Gunner is eliminated on the 16th position, our first team to go out in Miramar, our number 3. Flink has he had a little bit of luck. Third party helped him there to stay alive, but we're gonna have to see if he's gonna be able to get into the safe. Meanwhile, Torpok fighting Fade early. Fade down to, if I'm not mistaken, only a 2-man. Torpok with all 4. So, but 3.5 men heard that fight, and I feel like 3.5 men heard our calls from the last match. Now it seems like they are fighting and that they are playing a little bit more aggressive. They realize they need way more kills than they have been getting today.
Yeah, and it's just a case of being able to rack them up a little bit more. 3.5 men are going to try and get a little bit more aggressive here onto this fight. They've identified the location of Luke V. His mistake tries to move around. Let's hope he doesn't live up to his name as he swings around the back. The spray comes through. Luke V taken down extremely low, but the rest of 3.5 men are nowhere to be found. It is instead, though, going to be Sabotage that's able to finish off Luke V there with that SLR. The Molotov will confirm the flush. The 3.5 men feeling pretty happy about this one as Ant tries to play point, but he just hasn't been able to find the angle. He knows that Fade have players inside here, just doesn't know exactly where. There's now Torpot going to be starting to get involved from the top of the hill. Fade are more than happy to pinch 3.5 men and start to punish.
Yeah, Duff is in a tough position right now as he's the last man standing for Fade. Fade got in an unfortunate position. They got pinched by 2 teams from multiple sides, so it's never a good position to be at, even if you are having a compound for yourself. Torpok team, meanwhile, they're trying to find a mistake on top of the hill. Mate, I'm pretty sure he spotted him just a bit earlier, and Duff here trying to do what he can, trying to make difference for his team, obviously under a lot of fire right now, and it's just a matter of time before I just don't see how Fade is going to get out of here alive.
It's going to be a tricky one, I think it's fair to say, and if they even do manage to get out alive, are they going to be able to salvage any kills out of it? It looks like Duff is going to be able to find a knock onto Doffy as Ant is there to pick up his teammate, get him over to safety. Can't blame him, honestly, though. Get him out of here as soon as possible, but Ant is being peppered, and in the end, Doffy taken down off of his back. Phase 3 closes in, which means it's time for Phase 4 to pop, and 3.5 men just on the edge of it, so not too far to go for him.
Yeah, 3.5 men is not going to be able. They're going to be able to hold both team TRP and potentially Fade if Duff manages to get out of there. Somehow, very unpleasant circle, to be honest. So little playable area, so many teams left alive. We're talking about 15 teams alive, and we're seeing Lost sitting in the prior position right now. They did not fight in the meantime because it's lower ground, but this time they got lucky with the circle. Meanwhile, Duff is doing what he can. He managed to find Mate. However, Scouter King is going to confirm the last man standing for Fade. They're out on the 15th position. Thinking about how they were sitting on the 3rd position right now, they just they needed a better game than this, but they still have 2 Erangels to work with. Maybe reorganize and rethink the way they play. Obviously, it's Erangel we were talking about, so maybe a little bit different tactic altogether. But it is what it is for them. Not too well in this match.
No, Team Diamond want to try and keep that momentum flowing, and they're going to do exactly that. Mare will go down to the Molotov, immediately bleeds out as well. As Scofa there with some nice shots over towards Hulk Modus, as 404 do need to make themselves their way out of here, but it's going to be a tricky one as Diamond now, Bricks gets ready to move up. Flashbangs are going to be coming through. Scofa needs to be cautious because he is getting shot from behind. There's only one player left from 404 up in this building, but he's still going to be able to find himself a kill out of it. Zero and fall in as Bricks tries to find himself a bit of damage, but nothing coming of it. Team Diamond just playing so cautiously as to not give anything away, and it might just end up meaning that they take these 1v1 battles. They're not able to play for trades, and, well, Scofa, if he goes down here, there's no chance of getting a revive.
Yeah, definitely. The zone is pushing, so I'm not sure. If they manage to, it would be advisable for them to try and get into the save, but they're under a lot of fire right now. I see Jamboree got knocked in the process. Bricks managed to get closer to the zone. However, he's being pinched right now because Cerny is still tanking the zone in the back from Team 404. Skolfa is going to try to get a little bit closer, and it seems like what we've been talking about earlier, Team Diamond does not have an easy way today. They have been playing okay-ish, but it doesn't seem it's going as well as yesterday. Obviously, it's going to be hard to top that 3 chicken dinners. Meanwhile, 3.5 men eliminated on the 13th position. Team Incentive managed to push the compound where a 3.5 men was, and they were sharing the compound with Exile. Vixen now knocked as Team Exile stays on the last man standing.
Yep, Teji, the final player left. I mean, he's still inside zone. Never mind, it shifts away from him, as I think he realizes he is going to be getting pushed out, just holding that doorway, ready for the players to peek. But Ink still just waiting. Team Lost are the only squad actually fully inside this one. So I think it's fair to say we'd expect a lot of crashes to be coming out sooner or later. Teji has been spotted, tagged down low, goes for the first aid, as nades are going to be coming up over the top as well. Team Diamond there, 12th position, out they go. Really not ideal for them. They really just need one big performance, and they should be locked in as long as in that other game they're able to grab a couple more points. So fingers crossed for them as Michael now starts to move his way through. Flashbang is there, spots out the player, but the pre-nade's also going to be able to connect. Teji there with a little bit of damage now. Incentive need to get aggressive, get involved. They're using all their utility, but that just gives Teji more time to chill, think about how he's going to play this one. At this point, just push in as a 3-man. You know it's a solo. Teji takes down one, but thankfully, Cut is there for the trade. They'll be able to get the revive, but they need to make a move quickly because Phase 5 is closing, and Gravity still have Kreslo just sneaking in from the south.
Yeah, on the south, we're watching a fight between Team Avante and LC. Meanwhile, they're also getting third-partied from all the way across. But Danko here is going to try to find one more player from Team LC. He knows there's a rest happening right now in the house as we speak about it. 42 HP for Danko, so he's going to try and pull back a little bit, try to get that rest off behind the rock. I mean, obviously, Team We Are Not Toxic, they can hold Team LC right now. There are 3 players that need to get into the safe, and as the zone is pushing, they do have a little bit higher ground, but Team LC is not giving up just like that. They're trying to hit back what they can. Danko getting a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, Tersh got knocked by the zone, and he's definitely going to get confirmed. But Team LC, Shocky doesn't have a lot to work with. He needs to go lower ground, it seems, and one of the players from TRP is down there, so it's not going to be an easy one for him.
It really isn't. Kreslo, though, is going to be able to salvage one kill out of it as he hops into the vehicle. It's smoking. The tires are gone. I think he realizes just how tricky of a position he's going to be in. Tries to open up with the spray. He's going to be able to take down Black Flug. And now look at this. There is going to be a Murado down at this hill. He could potentially try and use for cover. It looks like Renegades, they're still looking up behind. They realize that INC want to move in from the back. And, well, they're shut down pretty quickly. Nice spray coming out there from Danny. Now, Kreslo's been able to get down to safety. I say that, however, he just sends it into the car. It's spinning all over the place. He gets into the zone, but Labike is already there with the AUG, opens up the spray, gives away his position. Not going to be able to confirm it just yet, but that frag grenade is certainly going to do some damage if it lands. Yes, it does, but it's actually going to be Koik that gets the kill. Sorry, Squinzy that gets the kill.
Yeah, we're down to 8 teams. Only Renegades are having pretty nice match for themselves, and it's very interesting to see, Shanks, how all these teams, which are on the bottom part of the leaderboard, Renegades sitting on the 12th position, now they are having a great match for themselves, 15 alive. They already have 10 kills for themselves, and also they're working with a really nice, for now, higher ground. Obviously, Team Lost still in the prior position, but I mean, how much Team Lost managed to do so far? They have been playing on the lower ground constantly, and they for sure do not have a lot of kills for themselves. And we're at the stage of the competition, at the stage of the relegation phase, where every point counts, as it seems, because every single team that was on the bottom of the leaderboard is today performing much better than the top teams. So they're getting very, very close to each other with the points.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one no matter how it unfolds, especially if Diamond aren't able to pick up a big performance in our next 2 games. Roy does fall there. His team hit are going to be getting taken out of it. So does Mayday. Martin Gaiman losing one as Danku just going to lay down prone, hope for the best. His vehicle blows up and he makes it into the top 4 because of it. Martin Gaiman out in 5th now as Koya Esports just want to hold on to this ridgeline for everything it's worth. And I wouldn't expect them to really be pushed at this position. It's phase 6 and we've only got 4 teams up. I think it speaks volumes as to just how open this zone actually was. And well, any knocks you'll be able to get are really a miracle in this kind of zone. You think that everyone is going to be hunkered down right now, not making a peek, and well, if you do end up getting knocked out in the open, that's kind of your loss, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. And Team Renegades right now still having really good position for themselves. However, if the circle shifts away from there, and it feels like it is going to, all those teams that are lower ground comparing to them are going to have all eyes on them. So the rotation, we've seen it so many times in the competitive, rotating from this compound on top of the hill towards down. It's a very steep ridge they have, and hills. So very often, even if you have all 4 players standing, and I mean impressive 12 kills like they do, it's gonna be a hard one for them to pull out. Obviously, we lost in the meantime. We lost Want on 4th position. Danko, I mean, he worked with what he could, but he didn't have a lot of options, unfortunately. Team Koyer sitting on the edge of the zone. Only 2 players left alive for them, and I can't happen to notice that Lost is having probably the best position for themselves, unless they somehow manage to let Team Renegades to just have a free fall towards them, because right now, as we've seen, the circle shifted away from Renegades, so they're going to have to send it /free fall this with the vehicles down. And if Lost is gonna look at least a little bit their way. Meanwhile, Traffic managed to get a headshot. This was a replay on one of the players from Martin Gaming. Amazing play by them. But right now, Lost needs to worry about Team RNG, which doesn't have any other option. They don't have any other options but to send it down with vehicles.
Yeah, it's a rough one, isn't it? As Renegades now just going to be moving their buggies, moving their cars, getting ready to send it. You can see them just medding up, grabbing every bit of loot they can. But you got to give them credit. Look, they picked up 12 kills already this game. That is an impressive performance. They just need to be able to secure that chicken dinner, which is easier said than done. Lost right now, absolutely posted in the center. They are rocking a 2-2 split, which, I mean, if you scouted it out, could be exploited. But is that really going to happen? I mean, the chances are really slim of it. Danny now going to hop in the vehicle, actually getting a teammate in the back rather than just sending it in separate vehicles. Chili doing what he can to try and provide that fire support as RNG now start to move their way through. The headshot actually lands onto one of those players as now Renegades realizing and maybe second guessing themselves, and this could be their downfall if this is how things end for them. Koya still looking out though, as Sammy looking up to try and open something, but he just can't find anything. TN will have a whole lot more success, lands the headshot, lands the damage, and actually gets a kill onto Danny because of it. Hunted also going to be falling as Chili gets the knock onto that. Daffit with a huge spray. Nicely done alongside TN to take that off of the bike. Unfortunately though, it's Chili that's there to steal it away. Only 1 player left up now for Renegades as he gets spotted out, but Squinzy is already there to find the headshot. Nicely done, and well, he should be able to confirm that knock if the molly lands.
Yeah, it was a super tough rotation for them, and I mean they're actually lucky to have Squinzy alive. still as we speak, because both Koyer Esports and Lost were looking their way. Obviously, he's trying to do what he can, but TN from Lost, he's the last man standing for Team Lost on this side of the road, so he's pinched right now between Koyer Esports and Renegades, while the last two teammates from Lost are just across the road. They're probably gonna try to suppress the fire as much as they can, but meanwhile, as I'm saying that one of the team members from Lost, he decided to cross and try to help his teammate, and maybe they're gonna be up and running with 4 men standing. It's looking really good for Team Lost. Cookie here obviously stayed as an anchor. He's going to try and connect some shots if some of these players get exposed. They have to worry about only 3 people, obviously 2 more squads, but they know the approximate locations of all of them. And Cookie here, just maybe even time for him to... that was really risky.
That was a really nice headshot to be able to land right there. One shot and one headshot connecting. Really nicely done as Lost now. I mean, I was a little bit concerned because Lost obviously rocking that 2-2 split. It feels like it would have been quite easy to exploit, but absolutely not the case. They held their ground really well as now TN tries to get up over the top. He is feeling confident. Phase 8 has popped and it's going to end pretty much on TN's position, maybe just out to the outside of that. So Lost just need to get that player up from the north over across the road, and well, they're going to be looking as favorites to maybe take it, but there's still quite a ways to go. Obviously, Phase 9 is the slowest zone in terms of the speed that the zone actually moves, so we'll see whether that is going to make much of an effect, whether it does end up going dead center or not, or maybe it'll just be outside those buildings and all those players are going to be forced to move. I'm really not sure, though, with just how tiny this Phase 8 is.
Yeah, gotta be honest. I'm actually even surprised considering the location that they had. They managed to collect themselves 9 kills already. I thought it was a little bit less, but I mean, according to the position, we can see that TN is sitting on top of the rooftop. This is where Phase 9 is gonna close to, so he doesn't really have to do anything, but actually prone maybe there and just wait for his teammates to do something. I mean, obviously, if they want to play for the ending, which is who is going to heal more. However, I feel like they want to get rid of this situation as soon as possible. But Semi-Toxic finds Cookie really nicely. Cookie was a little bit, careless. I cannot say it's careless. He probably did not want to use or did not have smokes. I'm actually surprised that his teammates didn't try to smoke his way towards that cross of the road for him. But it is what it is. Lost now down to 3 players. I'm pretty sure no one is going to risk the rest off of Cookie, and now TN is going to have to be a bit more active than I thought.
Yeah, the question is, how active is that, though? Is he really going to have to get out there and start making pushes, or can he just hold fast as the rest of his squad try and get pinches? We'll see when the time comes, as obviously Phase 9, I'm pretty sure, is directly on one of those buildings, so you got to think that TN is going to be the favorite as long as he can kind of defend the top floor and make sure no one pushes up there. It may honestly come down to a bit of a heal battle here. We really don't know just yet, as TN is going to be able to spot out Sammy, not able to land the shot, but now has a little bit more info onto where that player is. He knows he's up on the roof as the frag grenades are going to be coming through. They just can't connect, but you see the players from Koyer Esports finding the flush and starting to sweep through. They realize they have to make a move, and as much as they don't want to do it, now is the time. Shotgun in hand here for Sammy as well, as he gets ready to clear the upstairs.
Yeah, TN is having absolute control of the circle as he's all the way above the smokes and he sees whatever is going on. Let's not forget about that one player from Renegades just below TN right now. And Koyer Esports, they're going to have to refrag whatever they have on their mind. They're going to have to stick together, because Lost does have a lot of nice angles, but right now TN is doing a huge mistake. Chile managed to find him really nicely, and now Koyer Esports is doing so much. We're staying on 2v2 fight right now. Sammy decided to go back into Toxic. He just didn't want to give that kill, it seems, to Team Lost, and Chile now down He's going to try to do what he can, 1 versus 2, but he has just one angle to work with, and he finds that headshot perfectly. And is he going to be able to clutch this? What an amazing performance by Chili. He's going to be able to get that heal off, and he's going to try to do what he can and spray. What an amazing connection of the spray. Chili there. 7 kills for Koyer Esports. What the heck happened there? Is this Lost that managed to sell their chicken dinner, or is this Chili who just absolutely destroyed them?
Chili, absolutely no chill in that end game, clutching out, finding the headshots onto one, and then just jiggle peeking the other, making him tank zone damage. Really nice to see. I will say, though, I feel like TN could have absolutely won that game for his team if he had just basically laid prone and not conceded or not just, not peeked out anywhere. And sure, that would have been rough for the rest of his team. But if you think about it, he would have had the high ground over onto the very end of the game, the very dot in the center. He would have been up on the roof. They wouldn't have been able to kill him. If his team were just able to do a little bit of damage onto those players, they could have probably eliminated at least one of them, damaged the other one enough where the blue zone takes it away. So really unfortunate there, but impressive game coming out there from Chili to be able to clutch that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Chill was just so chill at the end. I mean, he managed to just stay concentrated enough to wipe so many players. Amazing performance by Koyer Esports at the end. I definitely did not expect this, but let's just go now really quickly for a break for us too. We're going to see what's going to happening in the studio in the next couple of minutes and see you back with Erangel.
The end of game number 3, the last Miramar of the day. But before we jump into seeing what's happening, don't laugh at my helmet. I'm ready. I'm really ready for the battles. Let me remind you guys to join Good Game Global, who are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Trovo. And do not forget to join our giveaways. There's plenty of PUBG in-game goodies for you, vouchers, and plenty more.
Yeah, well, there's PUBG goodies, right? Those you can find during the matches. So only during the matches, you might see some of the codes show up somewhere on the screen. Be the fastest, be the first one to redeem them, and obviously you're gonna get some goodies.
Yep.
Then we have some vouchers from Samsung Odyssey and PaySafe card from Samsung Odyssey. We have a G2A voucher, 50 euros, and from PaySafe card, also 50 euros PaySafe card voucher.
Yes, and we have one more Samsung Odyssey G2A voucher incoming, but no, not yet. We gave up the first one really early, so you're gonna have to wait for the game number 4. And of course, I'm gonna remind you to go to our official tournament website to check out Pick'ems. So PaySafe card Pick'ems, enter your picks, you guys, because you can also win. 10 of you lucky winners can win 50 euro PaySafe card vouchers.
And our players get 100 euros. So today is actually the last day. We will see who will be the MVP of the day for today. They will receive, or he might receive, 50 euros, 100 euros PaySafe card
Double
voucher.
it, Amy.
But for the finals, that is 500 euros. For each day.
Oh,
anyways, let's go to the leaderboard, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's see.
And we have Team Diamond ready and steady with 90 points. It's really, really crazy. We have Exile, I think the last, after the game number 2, they were second as well. But we have Koyer right there with 62 points. Yes, being there. Who... Are we not expecting someone here? I think this is like Lost, Fade. We're always talking about the same squads. I don't know.
But we had Renegades.
Yes, we do.
We had Renegades in top 4.
Yes. Now their Renegades are on the 7th place with 44 points. But let's see the kills.
Renegades had quite a bit of kills, but it looks kind of the same so far. We already saw Chili and Sammy being around here in the top 5, but still, it's number 1 is Dembury, still holding first place, going strong. Bricks on the 2nd place with 15 kills. 3rd spot, Team Gravity, Kreslow, still with us, 15 kills. And then we have Chili and Sammy Toxic, 15 and 14 kills. Really solid. Let's see how we're doing on damage.
damage. Let's check it out. Okay, Zenberry, come on. He's clearly a beast in these 2 days. And we have Xenon on the 2nd place, but now we have Idkeron. I don't know, we're really struggling with that one.
Sorry, Idkeron.
Sorry, Id. And Tazy on the 4th place. And we have Fate's Pixel on the 5th place. Amazing, an amazing 3rd game, amazing last Miramar of the day. And of course, congratulations to Koyer and Chili for pulling that one out.
That was really nice.
Yes, it was
Actually,
really nice.
we were thinking, maybe Renegades were going to do something here.
Yep.
They got wiped out. It was pretty stressful, actually, watching the end of the match. But Chili pulled through. Really great game. We had some good nades again during the matches. So I believe we have Erangel now. So the next 2 matches will be Erangel, and that'll be it for Relegations. So after a short break, we're going back to Samson and Chunks with game number 4.
The zero gravity keeps elevating me. The zero gravity, they got this quick change, so it like a mid-phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist bang. The zero gravity keeps elevating me. Here we go.
Well, that's it for Miramar. It's time to head over to Erangel for 2 more games this evening. Really impressive matches so far. Some teams have really surprised us, and others maybe disappointed a little.
Yeah, you're right, Shanks. And especially today. Today, a lot of things have been going on. Yesterday, obviously, Team Diamond, 3 chicken dinners. It was very tough for other teams to show their true strength in the lobby. But now, today, it seems like every match is something different. And we always see another team just going strong and trying to do their best. I mean, like it seems like it's all the teams that were sitting on the lower part of the leaderboard. So not much has been changing since the very beginning. Today, on the top of the leaderboard, Team Diamond, they're playing okay, but from what we've seen yesterday, something like they downgraded their gameplay definitely in the last a couple of matches, but they're still sitting on the first position. What they managed to do in the first day, it still seems like for now it seems it's enough if other teams are just every other team grabbing chicken dinner and grabbing points in each match.
Yeah, I mean, Team Diamond, look, I do believe that, at least with the way the leaderboard's currently sitting, that all they need is one big performance and then one mediocre game, and they'll be pretty much confirmed through to the final. But it's going to be a tough one with so few teams actually making it through. It's going to be brutal no matter how things end up unfolding. So I really do hope that they'll be able to do well. But at the same time, there's so many other squads that have been performing but haven't quite stepped it up. I think Exile are a team that's springing to mind right there, a team with a lot of fragging power on that roster, but have just been a little bit lackluster, it feels like, not only tonight, but also yesterday. Let's see if they can change their fates, though, in the final game of the second to last game of the evening over here on Erangel to start wrapping things up.
Oh, nice. Look at this edge of the blue zone now. It was looking like it's a huge lightning and like a huge storm is coming actually. Amazing angle by Kovo yet again. And a great approach towards the plane. And that means we can see 3 teams already jumping out of the plane immediately.
Yeah, and I mean it's going to be interesting, isn't it? And the way that things have gone tonight are a little bit surprising to me. I won't lie, the way that a lot more teams have been landing closer than they should do, even off a plane path like this. It's not something that's happened too much. It feels like most squads are able to get to their own terrain, but it feels like now that we are coming down to the final day, the last opportunity to move through, teams are maybe thinking, well, with that low on the leaderboard, let's just try landing near a squad, get some exit frags, and hope it bumps us up. And well, if all else fails, at least we had a fun game and we can go and grab a snack for the next 20 minutes while the game's on.
Definitely true, but also in their defense of jumping so close to each other, this plane was actually quite bad. It was going really low on the south side of the map, so we have huge chances that this circle is gonna be maybe even on the military island. We all know already by now how much you love melee circles, and look at this map. Like literally all of the squads right now are sitting in the lower part of the map. Circle this time. Shit. Oh, this is this is going to be a tough one. But I mean, we did mention that we want to see a little bit more from Fade, and this circle seems like a perfect one for Fade at the moment, as they're holding the whole fairy pier for themselves.
It's going to be a rough one, but you got to think that Fade have prio into this. I do wonder about those far eastern teams. Look at squads like Golden Gunners right now, 404 era, that have such a long way to go. It's gonna be a brutal game for them, and you already get the vibe it's gonna be over towards trenches or something, just because of, I mean, the way the circles have been acting recently, especially, you know, in some other events. It seems like we've seen a lot of those trenches ending just north of Ferry Pier. So it'll be interesting to see how the zone ends up going, and especially with how far south there is still playable, whether it does bank down there, or whether some teams are even going to attempt to bank for that southern side in the hopes of that shift, no matter how slim it would be.
Yeah, we're going to definitely see. Watching Chile right now, I wanted to ask production, is it possible to see the ending of the match? I mean, definite MVP of the previous match. We're looking at the ending of last match of Miramar. Chile just clutching for his team there. Unbelievable performance and unbelievable play. He just managed to get that chicken dinner for his team with such a calm hand, and he stayed on very low HP but managed to definitely clutch that for all of them. And I mean, it's very important for them. They jumped 2 positions on the leaderboard right now, sitting on the 3rd position, 62 points. If they manage to continue with this trend of the last match, they have strong chances to get in the finals. But of course, we still have 2 games to go, 64 people alive in this lobby, so it's a long shot, but I mean, at least they have one.
Yeah, I mean, it is, as you said so many times, I think we talk about it so much that it is a long shot for a lot of these teams. They still have that opportunity to make it through, but it is very slim. It would take 2 massive performances, and I think for a couple of these teams tonight, it is over. Unfortunately, as much as I want to be the optimist that I usually am and say, oh, look, you know, all you need to do is pick yourself up a big chicken dinner or 2 when you're back in it. But I think just because of how strong squads like Team Diamond started off yesterday, it's beyond all hope for maybe the bottom few teams now. So I do hope that one of those teams is able to make a bit of a comeback, and if not get in through and qualify, at least redeem themselves a little bit, put themselves in a good position, show they have fragging power. Then who knows, come season 3, they might just stand a chance of coming in here with some recognizable names and a bit more confidence and actually make something out of it.
Yeah, definitely. And what we already mentioned a couple of times earlier, as well as today, like it's very important to keep having this constant. And when we're mentioning potential season three, right? I mean, these teams, some of them that have been just they've been playing maybe just recently, just a couple of weeks together, maybe not even that. We know individually, like it's not enough in PUBG to have individual skill. It's so important to have the team synergy. That's why the tournaments are usually four men, and you're only 25% of that team. Even if you're the best fragger, there's still three more players that you have to coordinate with, have a great communication with, and we often see that. Like, I know also we in these teams now that we are seeing in this lobby, they're sitting on very very low part of the leaderboard. Some of these players, they're amazing fraggers. They have amazing capabilities as solo players, but when it comes to team play, it just seems things are not clicking. So if you manage to find a team that you're somehow having a good synergy with and working with well, it doesn't have to be so well in the beginning. Maybe some of these teams that are sitting on the lower part of the leaderboard, if they stay together, the key thing is if you stay together and if you practice together for a couple of months or maybe longer, some good things await you if you're a skilled player.
Yeah, it feels like there's so many squads that have one bad performance and they think, oh, I'll just join a new team. But
Exactly.
I think you see major performance improvements from squads that do stick it out for the longest time. That sure, they may have their issues, but they'll try and work through them rather than just think, oh, no, we'll just pick up a new player. Johnny, though, he will be able to take down, and pretty good confidence there as Tessie is going to be knocked and just about getting revived. Really close one there for Gravity, but it looks like they're actually going to be able to pull it off, and 3.5 men with only Mistake left up. Well, it's going to be a tricky one for them if Mistake even decides to take it, which, I mean, it's no surprise that he's moving away, is it?
Yeah, it was happening just outside of the circle, and we've seen how far it shifted towards west. So it didn't make quite a lot of sense to fight here in the first place, but it is what it is. Team 404 pulled up on rest of the team Gravity, and right now Mare is going to try and confirm that kill, and he finds one. Freeze trying to spot the rest of the Gravity as well, which, I mean, to be honest, they're probably also going to find their way out of here unless they just want to stay and try to get those points that they need. Gravity here sitting on the 6th position. So I mean, for them, there is some, if they have two amazing game, there is chance for them to maybe grab the 2nd position potentially. And the team that they're fighting as, oh, this was actually a really nice drive-by. Mistake here decided to stay just on the edge of the circle. Gonna try to find someone with a Moisin that he has right now. And he finds one really nice body shot. However, oh, it's gonna be tough to get another one. Maybe. Ooh, actually, while I'm saying Mistake is definitely hitting those. Oh, through the smoke. What am I watching?
Mistake is just popping off right now. What is going on? Surely he's not going to be able to finish off the whole squad. He catches the foot as well. It might not seem like much, but that was only a pixel he was able to find. A small fire going to be coming out. 404 now try to get involved. It looked for a second like maybe Mistake was going to be able to wipe the entire squad with the bolt, but it's not to be. It's now 404. Well, they hear these knocks. They see the smokes. They'll come in to get involved. Mare is looking up over here, realizes there's a player either inside this smoke or the next one. Over as his teammate goes for the send. You can see Creedy going for a bit of a seat swap. Hipfire actually lands it with the last bullet. Tessie going to be going down as Johnny needs to get himself the revive. Mare now has the info as one is going to be flushed out. Gravity now down to just 2 players, and one of them is not Mistake though. Still trying to get involved with that bolt. Nicely done to do the damage, but no kill being found as 404 error. One more bullet would have finished that. Maybe the nade will though.
Unbelievable what Mistake managed to do now to Team Gravity, which just as I'm saying got wiped on the 16th position. All these kills went to Team 404, but let's be honest, they should probably at least pay a virtual drink to Mistake, who just got confirmed by Hulk Modus, and Team 404 with couple of kills in the pocket right now, going strong. But I gotta say, the display from Mistake was really nice to see. We don't see a lot of action with the Baltis, and then to see 2 knocks, one of those knocks being through the smoke, through the completed smoke, is just not something that you see very often in competitive. Meanwhile, Exile fighting a Diamond, who decided to rotate relatively close to them, and it's also a fight just outside of the circle, so I'm not sure if they're going to stop to fight or not. However, Exile only down to 3 men, so I feel like they are deciding just as I speak to go further into the safe.
Yeah, as I think a couple teams maybe going to do that now. Are Lost going to do the same? Will they bank down to the south? I mean, they haven't really had the opportunity to scout out too much, so it wouldn't surprise me if they do try and take Pachinki. As We Are Not Toxic, they try to take these compounds down to the south. They will try to get away, but Danku is down to very low HP. One more bullet needs to land, but Dodik is there for the trade. Nice knock there onto Hood with the seat swap. Can he confirm it? Doesn't look like it just yet, as Foreign is spotted out in the open. Actually tried to watch the cross with the bolt. Not sure what the thought was there, but it doesn't work out, as now Koya going to be making that crash, trying to get the player back up, but We Are Not Toxic, they're doing exactly the same.
Yeah, it's a fight that we're seeing right now. It's a really important fight for Koya Esports. They want to get those kills. They want to collect those points. They want to get at least the second position tonight in this relegation phase. For We're Not Toxic, it's not that much of a difference. They're sitting on the last position right now. So this fight for them, it's more just think of measuring forces and strength. Two knocked players, Hood and Chili. Right now, team We Are Not Toxic are doing a lot of trouble to them right now, as we're watching Sammy trying to get that knock on Dodik, who is just on the opposite rooftop. It's looking really tough for Koya right now. Hood and Chili are bleeding out. There's less and less time, and I mean, they are 2 versus 3, but this fight is just right now not going their way. But as I'm saying, Sammy finds Dodik with an amazing frag grenade landed on his forehead, and just like that, we're looking at a 2v2. Actually, Koyer is gonna be able to get both reses off.
Wow, really impressive nade right there as Koya tried to get a player back up. Foreign needs to realize that, look, there was a player knocked inside this building. I almost feel like that would have been a better use of the nades there instead of trying to focus Dodik. But, I mean, to each his own. He managed to get himself a knock in the end. Koya Esports tried to get back up over the top of Sammy. Now, no util left to work with. Hood is just going to be boosting. As I mean, there was a player knocked inside the building. Surely you'd assume, let's go for the flush onto that, throw some nades in, and try and get the player who's resin as well. Bricks, though, from a nice off angle, is going to be able to do some damage. It's Scofer in the end who actually finds the knock and the flush onto Foreign. As now Koya Esports realizing, hey, we're in a bit of trouble here. We might be a bit pinched. Maybe it's time to start thinking about backing off of this.
Great play, great third play from Team Diamond. They heard there's a fight going on, and they've seen on the kill feed which teams are fighting. They know Koyer Esports is sitting on the 3rd position right now, and they want to try to obviously stop them from getting a little bit closer to them on the leaderboard. Sammy here trying to do what they can. They're down to 3 men. Because of that third party that I just mentioned earlier, but it seems like Core Esports is going to have to find another way to progress towards Team We Are Not Toxic. Obviously, it's a hard push to be made, but Chili manages to find his way through the smokes, and they're going relatively aggressive. They're going to play this northern, western side of the circle, because on the east side, Team Diamond is watching all the angles, so Team Koyer does not have a lot of angles to work with, but they're going strong, and Chili's going to try to get that first knock, and he finds it. He confirms Danko. Really nice play from Chili right now, who is, it seems like he's being very, very in a very good form in the last 2 matches.
Absolutely, really good form as now Koya Esports try and make something happen. They've only got 1 kill out of it. They need to try and pick up some more. As strong as Chili is playing, is it going to be enough to eliminate all of those remaining players from We Are Not Toxic? Phase 3 is going to continue to close in shortly. And thankfully for these 2 teams, they are still both going to be inside. All those Pachinki teams, those teams on the east, are going to have to try and send it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of squads head towards those shacks in the center now and hope for the best.
Yeah, Team Diamond sitting in a really good position right now. They're just on the heels behind, trying to see what's gonna happen after this fight. Hood here trying to get those shots. Interesting to see that Hood is not playing bolt action at the moment, usually player with a bolty. But Chili here pushing really strong, but he got knocked in the process, so someone is going to have to refrag this for him really quickly. Sammy here is playing with fire because there is Team Diamond. Team Diamond are on the hill, and they're probably looking at this way as I speak. Hood trying to find those angles as Sammy just sneakily got to the rooftop where Dotting earlier got knocked, and it's a really, really nice angle. Manages to find two. Team want down on one player, but Sammy here alone as well, so it's a 1v1. Hood bleeding, second bleed, he's gonna have to get rest soon, and Sammy needs to make his play as soon as possible, because it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. He's alone right now, but he wants to get to Hood, but I don't think he's gonna have enough time, and Hood bled out as we speak. Sammy, last man standing, so it's gonna be a 1v1 with Skeldic, who is trying to get that stun grenade off, but he kind of missed the hole there. He kind of missed the doors, so for now, they're just chilling and holding angles.
Yeah, it is just a 1v1. Both teams flashing out, doing everything they can. Skaldic was able to get that flashbang to connect eventually, but it was just a little bit too late. Both players really playing for pride right now. That's probably about it. Neither team is going to be able to make much happen out of this game as they are down to just solos. You can see Skaldic holding onto the side. Nice little pre-fire to be able to do the damage. Sammy is going to be forced to move his way back. He has plenty of meds. He may just even decide to hop in his vehicle and back out of this, because if I remember correctly, Koya Esports were up on that hillside and ended up to make a vehicle send down towards it, but I'm not sure how much use they're really going to be with all those Eastern teams also taking shots towards this fight earlier. I'd assume a lot of those tires are going to be popped. Sammy is going to be grabbing some meds. He sees the US. He should know where the buggy is, but he still wants to commit to this fight, realizes he can't just run out in the open and make a cross blindly. He has to be watching just in case that play is covering. As Sammy now is going to try and get back up top. I mean, for Koya, I wonder what they can do, because you look at the ammo, 30 bullets in reserve here for Sammy. It's not going to go well.
Yeah, Sammy here is just, he doesn't want to let go, right? He's just fighting this fight until at the very end. He wants that one more confirmed kill. It's important to notice that Team Diamond decided to not look towards that side anymore. They pulled back to the compound on the east side of it, and right now, what are we watching? Team Lost managed to get one of the players from Incentive with a vehicle. Now all Lost also in a lot of trouble right now, as there is it's a very tough situation that I'm looking at. Michael all alone for Incentive, but Lost also down to maybe two players if I'm not mistaken. So interesting position. They got themselves a little ridge around the wooden shack in the middle of the open fields. However, it's just on the edge of the zone, and they're going to have to find their way in. Meanwhile, Team Martin Gaming in rotation, only down to two players. Mayday and Nidlam are going to try to get that knock. What is going on? 3 men right now in the same shack. Does he have any throwables? Unfortunately not, but Nidlam tries to somehow block the exit. However, it doesn't go well, and 3 hit players in one little shack. They managed to survive this chaos.
I guess we could say it's a bit of a hit show right there, as Team Hit able to survive the send. I don't know what the hell just happened, but that was so messy. As Zembri looking up above, going to try and frizz, and we knew that the shacks would end up being sent if this field was in the circle. To this extent, not sure whether I was expecting it. Still, obviously, with so many teams left up, it maybe should have been expected, but still not great for any of these teams. You'd think there were maybe some other dips that squads could go for. Zembri has been taken down low, though, with the frag grenades. He tries to get the heal off. Holkomodus is going to be out of it for good. Frizz, though, with a really nice little peek right there. The 3x spray connects, finds the headshot. That's Diamond losing a player. Not sure whether they're going to be able to get the revive onto this, as they barely get Scofa up in time before the zone closes through. Up on the northwest, though, Scoutic does finally try and make his way out of here. He forced the zone, so ends up denying the points from Sammy. That feels bad for Sammy. I feel sorry for him right now. Can we just give him the point as a consolation?
Lucky there, he was waiting for so long, and he's going to have a little trouble getting into the safe as well, as this is zone 4 and already taking quite a lot of damage on you. IDK here from Exile Esports trying to find their way into the safe. It's a brutal circle for so many teams. As you mentioned just now, there are not a lot of areas to work with. Couple of shacks, couple of wooden shacks, and it just feels like at this point players are working with what they can at the moment. And Traffic, in the meantime, finds one of the players from Exile Esports, but all of that is being monitored by Fade, who were holding a nice compound in the middle of that field. However, the zone shifted away from them too, so there are not a lot of options but to get out on the rooftops and try to collect those kills in the field just before they need to rotate. And right now we're looking at that chaos, whatever happened in the rotation there, where Team Lost managed to knock one of the players with the vehicles.
That was such an impressive send to watch. And sure, they weren't able to stay 4 men up, but they were able to do some damage and get themselves a clip for the highlight reel. So credit to them. Team Diamond, though, they are a team that have just been getting highlights left, right, and center, it feels like. And today, maybe a little bit disappointing compared to what we came to expect yesterday, but they've already got themselves a decent amount of kills this game. 5 so far. The only problem is they've still got quite a ways to make it in, and the final player from 404 Era still ready to hold them out. They actually make it into the top 8, though, as Michael ends up falling out in 9th position. They're going to get themselves some placement points, but will they find themselves a place in the zone?
Yeah, they have to rotate all the way from the north side. Sammy here heard them, but of course he held that trigger because he knows he doesn't have easy entrance into the zone as well. Xeron is going to try to find a nice dip to work with, and they have position for themselves in the middle of the field there, provided that Brix manages to find the rotation as well. However, he got knocked in the process, so we're only down to Xeron 5 kills. He's going to chill here and potentially get a couple of more placement points. It's not going to be a bad game for them unless someone crashes Xeron on that very position, because he can just chill. They already have a couple of kills, as you mentioned earlier. Now the points from the placement are going to start and accumulate, since we have only 8 teams alive. So if he just plays it safe a little bit, he's going to have a decent game for his team. And meanwhile, Fade still outside of the zone partially, but they're trying to do what they can. They have 6 kills. They need a lot of points. They're sitting on the 5th position, 51 points for them as well, and they want to get closer to that 2nd position. TRP is going to try and prevent them from it, because TRP has like prio checks, if I can say that, in this circle, because they're playing a split 2 and 2 with basically the only 2 checks left. Pardon me, 3 checks left in the zone. However, Renegades as well trying to shoot towards a team Fade, but nothing connects yet.
No, I mean, now Phase 5 makes its way through. Fade are going to be able to group up relatively okay. Sure, they don't have the best position, but they also don't have too many teams with an angle towards them. So as long as neither teams are really opening anything up, it should be okay. Cerny from 404 Era still going to be the solo, makes it into the top 7. All he has to do is outlast one other team, and that's another placement point coming through, but he'll continue trying to go for the kills. He takes shots down towards Fade. Be careful what you wish for, because if Fade manage to spot you out and they hit their shots, you are going to be gone in no time, because this is a squad that if they spot a player out, they will work as a team to finish off the job. Be thankful right now almost that they're distracted by Torpok.
Yeah, absolutely. Fade is they're doing a lot of damage right now, and it seems like their position right now is a little bit tough. As soon as they get one of the knocks on the shack, I'm pretty sure they're going to just send it towards there, maybe even sooner, because the zone is about to push in 20 seconds, and they do not have a lot of playable options, so we can just expect one of the crashes to happen. As we speak, Torpok now in a lot of trouble as they find the first knock. Really nice play from Faye there. That was pre-molly and pre-nade, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, both TRP players, actually one in the middle of the smoke. He needs to reload his barrel, prone there, but I'm sure Fade are going to find him eventually. However, Klim here gets knocked in the process, but it's been refragged by Duff as we're speaking. few more smokes down, and I feel like Fate is going to continue with all 4 players. They did not have a lot of options. They knew they have to crash some shack. They chose this one, and they managed to pull it through.
Really impressive to see that crash work out as Team Hit looking like they're going to have to make a similar play right now. Hopping in the vehicles, going for a bit of a reposition. Zeron has been spotted out from Team Diamond. The solo player left up as Team Hit will get themselves a bit of a ridge, but they know that the vehicles from that crash are down below. The nade lands close, but the shots land closer. Zeron there to open things up now with the barrel in hand, but going to be getting spotted out from behind by Golden Gunners. Throws down a smoke. He still has a Molotov in hand. If he can land this over towards Team Hit, it could be the end of them, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as now Roy is going to be moving through as well. The Molotov is dead in the center of the smoke, so Roy just there with a bit of an off angle, throwing down more smokes of his own to make sure Fade aren't able to get themselves an opening, which, well, he peeked out. He saw 3 players looking at him, decided, you know what, I'll just pop these tires. I'm not going to peek again.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it's important to notice that when Xeron tried to push that molly towards a Team Hit, he also got third-partied by the team in the back. Rod is here trying to, as I speak, trying to find frag grenade of Xeron. That was really, really close. Xeron is going to have to opt for proning here as Rod is here. He's trying to find him, and he managed to find him in the process. Team GG making a difference right now for themselves a little bit to at least get off that 15th position, as we lost a team, a Diamond, on a 6th position, but they can be relatively satisfied because they did catch a couple of points for them, while Fade are doing really, really good right now. They're having a 4-man standing still, and it's looking really good for them considering how many kills they got for themselves. So Fade looks really good right now. They have circled partially. They're just on the edge. All the other teams are going to have to make the move. Renegades here only on 2 men. Obviously, they're a little bit deeper in the circle, but there is not enough playable area. Everyone is going to have to play a little bit more safe.
That was absolutely massive there from Pixel to take down all 3 players. I hope that we can get a replay on that when the time comes. Hopefully we can get it before the next game, because that was so impressive to see up in the kill feed. As now Fade are going to try and sweep round even further. 12 kills so far. Can they secure the chicken dinner? Well, it's looking a whole lot more likely as Danny going to be going down. Renegades now down to just a solo. Golden Gunners only with 2 players left up as Fade just kind of leapfrogging past each other. One will push up, get the cover, hold it, let the other player close up. Duff now going to be playing point, knows there's going to be someone around here. Him and Pixel going to try and find the opening. 3xM4 in hands. I think that Fade have an idea that there's going to be a player still knocked around here. Once they realize that that player was knocked and wasn't getting revived, they might get a good read on the fact that another one of the Renegades players has backed off of this, which is exactly what the case will be. Squinzy now going to be sneaking his way up, laying prone. Golden Gunners going for a bit of a reposition, drawing the attention of Fade as now Phase 7 closes in. Every squad is inside. There's still one more shift yet to decide where that final dot is going to be, though.
Fade are going to be able to get a really nice angles from the east side as well, and this is what Klims is trying to scout at the moment. He's going to try and see if the area is clear for him to get a bit more wider control of the circle if possible. Here is the replay from Pixelic, who finds amazingly 3 players from a team Hit. And I mean, what to say, Pixelic? It's not only ping difference, it's just big IQ plays.
Massive brain plays coming out here. Can Fade make something happen with it as Duff tries to open up with a couple shots? He does the damage, but no kills coming from it as Fade just farming out the damage. They do take down Edams. Nicely done. Golden Gunners going to be losing 1 as Rotis now has to make himself a move. So does Squinzy. And out come the nade from the final Renegades players now to try and finish off the job. He should be able to do it with the SLR, but it's Clemson that steals away the kill. Golden Gunner's going to be out in 3rd position right now, as it is a 4 versus 1. They have an idea of where Squinty's going to be. Can Pixel spot him out? Of course he can. Out comes the 3x spray, and it's Pixel, the MVP from that game. There's no way to deny it. 16 kills in a chicken dinner for Fade. So impressive to watch. That is going to help them out in terms of the standings so much.
Absolutely. We were calling for a big big frag chicken dinner, and here we got it in our first Erangel of the night. An amazing performance by them, and I mean, just Pixelic doing so much work for his team. Obviously, a lot of other players as well from the squad, and they secured themselves chicken dinner. I'm pretty sure they're going to secure themselves maybe even second position after this match, but I do not want to be the one who does the calculations and the math. I mean, what can I say? Amazing match, amazing performance for them. And it's all going to boil down to the very last match to see which teams are going to go through to the finals of Samsung Odyssey Masters Season 2. But before that, let's hop into the studio before we hop into the last match of Erangel for tonight.
Hi guys, welcome back to the studio. Thank you, Samson and Chunks. That was game number 4, or should I say match number 4. First one on Erangel today, and boy, oh boy, what is going on? But about that a little bit later. For now, what I want to say is to remind you guys that Samsung Odyssey provides us with a nice voucher. Every stream. That's right, 2 times every stream.
2 times.
Right?
We already done it once, but now it is time for Amy to read the question. She doesn't read, she memorizes.
I don't read. Yeah.
Yes. I don't read. No, she
don't
reads,
know.
guys.
I don't know how to read.
Okay, scratch everything
It's
you
like,
heard.
you can see. I was just memeing before. I was like, my palms are clean.
Okay, she will say the question, and you guys have to be the first to answer it, and of course, correctly, in the live chat. Do you have the question? Good luck, you guys.
I don't know, wait, let me. I was just kidding.
Stop it.
So, the question is, what is the name of the monitor that is behind Tetka?
Ha! Okay, I'm trying
What is
to
the
hide.
name of the monitor behind Tetka?
The winners will be announced in the chat by our moderators. So guys, I'm gonna say good luck. I think they already know. Like, it's been here this whole
We
time.
heard it too many times.
Too many times. And of course, good luck. Congratulations to the
Fastest
winner.
finger first.
Yes, absolutely. A little bit about the game. Game number 4.
Oh my God.
We have only one more game. Only one more game of this day too.
Yeah, and it's
We're so close. Yes, so close to the finals.
okay.
Okay,
Relegations. Just one more match.
okay.
And it's Erangel.
I just want to say, lost, nice drive-bys. Like, this is the second game. We see some crazy car rides happening. So, yeah, amazing. Renegades once more in the top 4. Where are the diamonds?
Where are the diamonds?
Amy, where are the diamonds?
I don't know. Diamonds in the dust. Well, diamonds are still pretty much on the first
Yes.
spot. That I know. That they're holding on tightly to their first spot. But I wanted to mention also that funny situation where Quarter wiped out Martin Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I wrote Martin and like 3 question marks. What
3
happened?
question marks.
What
Yeah,
happened, Martin?
that little tiny, how do I say, shack?
Check, just
or-
check.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But let's actually see what's happening on the leaderboard.
Let's check it out.
Because
Where's Diamond?
yes, that's what I wanted to see. Number 2 spot, compromised by Fate Gaming, who, congratulations guys, won the previous match,
Yes.
Chicken Dinner. So Fate Gaming is now on number 2 spot. They pushed out Erangel Esports just by 4 points. So they actually have 2 chicken dinners, so that's 10 points each. And that was sufficient to climb up almost to the top. But look at that, Team Diamond still on number 1 spot with 97 points.
Amazing.
Choir Esports there. It's in the last match. There could be some more, work to be done here. We're just looking at the first 2 spots. So who knows? Fate Gaming, maybe they do better, maybe they do worse. Maybe Erangel Esports gets back to the number 2 spot. Yeah, we also saw Renegades doing some work, but sadly, I don't believe there's any more chances for the rest of the teams because it is the last match.
Yes, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, it is just too much points to obtain. So it's going to be a crazy one. Let's take a look at the kills.
Yeah, let's see if something changed here. Nope, we still have Zembri.
It did because we have Pixelic now in second spot with 19 kills.
But first spot with Zembri, 21 kills. Like, what is he doing? He's like taking a kill by kill, like, nah guys, I'm not letting you be the first in the kill department. I'm so sorry. Pixel is on 19. Then we have Bricks. He's holding on quite well as well. And then we have two Koyer players. I'm Chili and Sammy Toxic in 4th and 5th place. So yeah, Zembri on a row. I think we should look at the damage.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
What has changed here? So almost last match, Idkaran is still holding on here,
Yes.
being on top 5, as well as Frizz on number 5 spot. But Pixelic moved on number 2 spot with 3.5k damage. And of course, Team Diamond, Zambari and Xeron still being here, dishing out all the damage, doing good. So we shall see. This is interesting because we also have to announce the MVP. So after the last match, we will have to announce the MVP. And I want to know, you guys, what do you guys think? Who is going to get the MVP today? I want to see your answers in the chat during the match. Who do you think is going to get the MVP today? It's pretty, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to guess.
Yes.
Because MVP is a lot of things. There's a lot of factors that influence the MVP award. But yeah, I think without further ado, we should go into game number 5. Before that, a little word from our sponsors, a short break, and then back to Sanson and Chunks.
all comes down to this one game remaining here in the relegation for the Samsung Odyssey Masters PUBG. There's a lot on the line for these teams. We had a quick look at the leaderboard before we went to break, and it is a lot closer than I think we probably would have expected coming out of yesterday.
Absolutely. I feel like we can say that maybe for the team Diamond, no matter how they do in this first game, in this last game of the night, they can be relatively secure, at least having the second position. But look at this: Fade Gaming, Exile, Coir, Lost, Renegades. I'm talking about maybe 15-ish points difference. So for all these teams, whoever is going to have the best match tonight, this last one, they're probably gonna be the second team that we're gonna watch in the finals.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one, and that is if it's even one of the top teams. For all we know, one of the teams down at the bottom now is going to be able to come out swinging, and maybe a bit too late say, hey, we have this potential, look at us, but it is going to be too late for some of those teams. Now, if it does come down to one of the top end teams picking up a chicken dinner, we kind of confirm at least one of our top squads, but I mean, the top four right now is extremely close. I wouldn't bet on any team right now. It is just so up in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to all. I just love this PUBG esports. It usually boils down to the very last match. And it's very, just always, it always surprises me from tournament to tournament how all of these matches just come down to that last one and maybe even a kill point difference. So it's going to be very important for all these teams to stay concentrated, to stay very focused, because it's the very last match, their last chance to get into the finals. So many things are up in the stake right now, and I just hope they're gonna have enough confidence to push that through, because I mean, they showed us with all these teams that are having above 50 points, we've seen what they can do, and I hope they're gonna step it up in this very last match of Erangel tonight, and we're gonna see which teams are gonna get into the finals of this very tournament. Last Erangel for tonight. 60 alive players. We don't have one team in the lobby. Team Last Chance quit in the last match, and amazing scenery as always from Kovo. Playing relatively good for all of them.
I'm saying it right now. That's the best cinematic shot Kovo's given us. That is underneath the little archway. I didn't even know that existed. That was amazing. Kovo, you've outdone yourself. I thought you were going to save those special ones for finals, but no. The last game of relegations treating us well too. So really nice to see. As I mean, you mentioned it, I believe, what was it, Last Chance now have backed out of the lobby. That's really not ideal, but you know what? It happens. That's the nature of these relegations. Some teams, unfortunately, just give up. There's no other way to put it, which is a shame. And you just hope that you could at least take the positives of, okay, well, we may be out of it, but at least we can learn something. That's not going to be the case. I'll tell you what, though, the hot drops, this is more like it. If you know you're down and out, you don't stand a chance, go for the hot drops, have some fun. 404, Martin Gaming, 3.5 men for 404. Yeah, that didn't go too well.
Yeah, certainly landed not really nicely managed to knock himself in the process. A really bad start for Team 404 at the beginning, but it is what it is. Maybe he's going to be able to get alive, to get his teammates to get the rest of. However, it's out in the open, so all these players are going to try and get confirmed kills for themselves. Team 3.5 men, two of them on the side of this K-Mind side of Pachinki. Duffy has probably the best weapon to work with, along with the shotguns. Uzi for close range combat, and I mean, you said it. They don't have anything to lose, right? They might as well have a little bit of fun in the process.
Exactly. Have some fun with it. Have the hot drop. You know what? If it goes well, brilliant. If not, it's not the end of the world. And I respect the fact that even though it is kind of a write-off that they're not really playing for anything right now, that they are still at least playing the game, even if they're not fully committing to it. They're going for a bit of a hot drop. So it is nice to see. I will say, though, 3.5 men, they are really well posted up right there. Switching over to the VSS. And, well, it doesn't work out. Mare is going to be there with the shotgun to be able to find the trade. Frizz also goes down in return, as Ant is still watching. Tommy gun, it is the hot drop weapon of choice for many players, but that Molotov, oh, that's a whole lot more effective. Prevents the push, but just ends up forcing both players upstairs. As now Sabonge down below with the Vector, tries to get over to his teammate, but it's easier said than done when there's a full squad above him.
Yeah, I just love to see these choices of weapons, which we don't usually see in, let's say, a little bit more regular situation early game. There's vectors, there's DBS, there's shorties, there's even a Tommy gun. So it's really interesting to see how these teams are fighting here in the middle of Pochinki. Obviously, there are not a lot of casualties going on yet. I felt like they were going to push each other even faster. However, while I'm saying it, 404 only down to Czerny, who managed to get revived after that initial self-knock from the parachute. Wolf study here with the shotgun as well, obviously trying to find the angles. One of the players from 3.5 men is going to bleed out. I don't see that he's going to get help. Doffy trying to, oh my god, look at his armor. He does not have the armor. Also healing only with bandages. I mean, that's the beauty of the hot drop, right? You gotta, this is a true survival. Who survives the hot drop like this? I mean, you know, at least you can carry some sense of satisfaction with you in the process, because gear is not something you're gonna have.
No, and you know what? As long as you're having fun, that's what it's all about. Of course, there's the prize pool. Everyone wants a share of that, but if you're not able to, you may as well play for fun and make something out of it. Really impressive to see us now. Martin Gaming are going to be able to eliminate Ant as well. It's down to just one left up from 3.5 men. It's going to be Doffy. He's been spotted out as Nidlam with the shotgun in hand. Gets ready to go for the peak flashbang. Going to come out over the top. Is it going to connect? It seems so. As the player going to be forced back behind the shack. Out comes the shotgun attempt, but it's going to be a little bit wide. That one's a whole lot more accurate. 2 shots with the shotgun and he's still not dead. But in the end, the third is the final nail in the coffin. Eliminates 3.5 men as well. 404 error with a shotgun of their own. Can they maybe salvage a single point out of this game?
Yeah, it's only down now to 1 versus 1, Czerny versus Nidlam. I'm not even sure Nidlam hurt him yet. This was a nice opening shot. Considering the distance, I'm actually surprised. Probably a couple of these bars prevented Nidlam from getting killed immediately. And Czerny right now trying to do what he can. Maybe they're gonna speak to comms. I wouldn't be even surprised if they decide to maybe opt for a fist fight instead of the shotgun fight. But as I'm saying, Czerny managed to find that really nice angle. He's going to spend all of his bullets and confirm the kill. He's just like double, triple, 4 tapping, just in case.
Yep, credit to him. There is 3 teams now out. One of them, bearing in mind, didn't even bother playing. So I guess 2 teams down, but it doesn't look like the end of things. Team Lost and Team Hit both down towards Millie Island as Blazes has been knocked over at the fence. It leaves Team Hit in a bit of a tricky position. They are a 3-man, but Taxis is all the way down to the south. There's not really much they can do. Obviously, with the zone being all the way up to the north, they have to make a rotation. Phase 1's closing through, but at this point, you got to feel like both teams are just going to have to commit. They can't really get out of Millie Base safely. It's so open. If you try to get over to those vehicles, you have to clean up this fight, or at least get a couple knocks and slow a team down if you want to get over to a car.
Absolutely. And here in the melee base, we're watching fight between Lost and Team Hit. It's an important fight for Team Lost. They're sitting on the 5th position. They have 60 points. In case they have a crazy match, they could maybe pull it off and be the second team that goes through the finals. They're still standing strong with 4 men. It feels like they even want to finish this fight until the end, because every point is going to count for them. So I don't feel like we're going to see them rotating anytime soon. However, the zone is pushing them. So they're going to have to make some play, maybe opt for a bridge camp rather, if it's possible to rotate and do that in the meantime. However, Team TRP probably, they rotated a couple of 100 meters away. I feel like Team TRP might set up an ambush on the bridge. I might be wrong, though. They might be going into the rotation themselves. RNG as well, already rotating. They're sitting on the 6th position, 53 points. They need absolutely stunning game to go through, so it's going to be really a tough one for them to see. They did manage to get 1 point for themselves, as Gravity managed to get 1 point for themselves. So it's kind of going to be interesting to see how are they going to pull this off. This circle can obviously still go on the both sides of the river, and we're seeing some of the teams on the north side, but majority of the teams are still on the south side. So meanwhile, Team Hit and Team Lost, they just do not feel like moving from military yet. As this is an interesting fight to see. Team Koyer, this is super important match for them, but they have one knocked player already. Golden Gunners here trying to hold them. Golden Gunners sitting on the 13th position. Not a match for them that's going to change a lot for them, but they are trying to find some kills as I'm speaking. Chile here got knocked in the process as well. Golden Gunners doing a lot of trouble right now for Team Koyer, which, it feels like they're not having the good one right now.
They really aren't, as Darth tries to open up with even more sprays to finish off the job. It just isn't happening. Hood is going to be the final player left up here from Koya Esports, as now Exile get ready to get involved even further. Idacron is down to the south, and Rafa also crossing over the bridge. In come Koya. It looks like they're just going to send it. Rafa does the damage from behind, and Darth from the front catches them in the pinch. That's Koya Esports out in 13th position. There's now only 12 teams remain. Phase 1 continues closing through, and you know what? You can tell it's the final game because it is absolute mayhem right now.
Yeah, this was super unlucky for the Team Korea Spurs because they were looting containers, if I'm not mistaken, next to George Pool. They had such a great control over the first circle. They could have picked any single position they wanted, and they somehow crashed the garage where there were already a couple of GG players inside. Unfortunate for them. We're not going to see them in the finals, but it is what it is. Only 2 teams go through. It means we're going to have 14 teams which are, let's say, losers in this lobby. So it's just the esports. It's just this tough format that we have right now. So many teams decided to apply for the tournament. We had so many qualis phases, and as well, it just sometimes it feels like luck is not on your side, but it's just I mean, harsh format as it is, it's just tough sometimes.
Absolutely is. I mean, a lot of these teams now backed into a corner. They realize they don't really stand much of a chance. It becomes a bit of a test of resilience, doesn't it? Are these teams going to be resilient enough to come back and keep fighting, or is it all but over for them? You got to hope that things are going to be a little bit more successful the next time around, even if they're completely out of it now. The next tournament they play in, the next season of Odyssey Masters, as long as you're able to bounce back when that time comes, then it really shows that you are a top team. As the zone, well, it shifts up to the northern side, and it's going to test a lot of squads' resilience right now, especially those teams down on the south that have struggled, that have maybe been in a bit of a risky early game fight, that have such a long way to go. But teams like Exile and Diamond, still posted up in the center, have to be feeling so good about themselves right now. It's all to play for them.
Yeah, definitely. Exile is trying to find their space in this new circle in the middle. They're probably going to go for the airplane trenches there, it seems. So Fade, I have to mention, Fade needs to make a big rotation. They're sitting on Everest outside of the circle. Couple of teams in front of them. One knock happened in the process, but I think they're going to be able to get the rest off. So, and also it's important to notice that the team Lost and a team Hit decided to not fight anymore, and they are rotating towards the safe from Military Island. Fade right now, Pixelic is going to pick up his teammate, and they're going to be off to the zone. I feel like they're going to try and get at least some of the bridges, maybe even opt to go for the left George Pool, a bridge. I wouldn't be surprised because they've seen how stacked this side is, and it's a good call, to be honest, because there is no one at the moment who is holding that bridge, and they're going to be able to get inside the safe from that southern western side. Great call by their captain. Definitely the rest of the teams already far into the zone, and definite north circle that we're going to watch, and well, it's going to be a interesting one. Definitely waiting to see what Exile is going to do. Definitely waiting to see what Fate is going to do. We lost Koyer, but we still have Lost and Renegades. Let's see what these teams can show us.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think all eyes have to be on Exile and Fade, though. With how close it is, there's only a couple points in it. Fade are really playing to hold on to their lead. Every point that they get, grows that gap between them and Exile further and further. And when Exile are in a position like this, they really need to try and open that gap up even more. As Exile, they just need a couple points to be able to get it, but they have to frag out this game. I don't think there's any other way to put it. You can't afford to just kind of chill and go for the win and the win only, because you know that Fade realize it's all or nothing, and they have to play for the kills if they want to be successful. Phase 2 going to continue closing through as Team Hit still out on the bridge, just grabbing as many meds as possible. Roy has 39 bandages right now. That just shows how desperate this squad is.
Yeah, they just took way too long time. I mean, they were fighting Team Lost down there in the military base, and I thought the fight is gonna happen, but somehow they waited for literally more than 5 minutes, and they both had really difficult time to rotate. I mean, Lost managed to get to Severny in the meantime. However, Team Hit did not manage to find some vehicles. I mean, we've seen Roy just running on the bridge, and it's just, I mean, Zone 3 is just a matter of time. Before when this zone closes, I feel like it's going to be as good as that. Meanwhile, Team Fade rotating through a Toxic through the blue on the left George Pool Bridge. Great call for them. They're going to have a relatively good entrance to the safe. However, if they choose to go towards the airplane trenches, we are going to see a potential clash between them and Team Exile, which are fighting to get that second position and are fighting to get to qualify into the grand finals. But it's still a shot and a long way to go. Team Diamond sitting in the middle of the circle. They're doing a really nice split right now, and by the looks of it, no one is trying to contest that.
No, and can you blame them? It is a really strong position to be working with. If they do get contested, it could be a different story. Obviously, could potentially get caught out a little player off to the side, but they should be relatively okay in terms of all that. I do worry about Dodic, though. He is very close up to Golden Gunners, and in that position, potentially very vulnerable to utility. It looks like it is going to be just a little far, though, so We Are Not Toxic shouldn't be too concerned just yet, but they still have to make their way into the zone, and if that plan revolves around actually pushing through Golden Gunners, Dodic could end up being that player that really makes the difference. So we'll have to see whether they do decide to get aggressive, as Prosbio is going to be heading in the vehicle, heading up the hill, and it looks to me like We Are Not Toxic going to swing up to the north instead. I'd be very surprised if they did actually push that.
Team Lost trying to find their way towards the safe as well from the northern side. Between Team Gravity and Tessie got punished for over-peaking at this. Interesting to see. Team Lost as well. They want to have a great game for themselves. They managed to get out of that military island. It was probably their decision to stop fighting Team Hit, as we were saying they will fight. But decent position for themselves. One of the players from Team Gravity approached a little bit closer to see if he can maybe get some throw balls off, or he knows the location of them. He knows there's a dip next to the shack, so he's going to try to do the blind frag grenade, which did decent amount of damage, but nothing spectacular. Then in the meantime, from Renegades, confirms a 1 kill for his team, and Fade also managed to rotate all the way from the northern side, as we mentioned earlier, and they're going to try to find place for themselves to play. But look, what are they doing? They're going towards Team Exile, and this is the fight that we probably want to focus on if it happens.
Yeah, Fade, Exile close together, but it looks like Fade are going to be able to move in a little bit further instead, as I mean, they will get over to relative safety. The southwestern side is where things really start to pop off right now, as Golden Gunners have started to take some casualties. Obviously, Dodic being in that off angle for We Are Not Toxic is going to be taken down by Team Hit, moving in from behind. Roy Mercury going to be more than happy to sponge up all of those meds, though, but they actually don't have any. Hopping on board with Roy there, he didn't have a single med to his name. He's going to try and pick some up off of this body, but it's going to be a rough one. We Are Not Toxic could absolutely punish. Danku still down behind the vehicle, wants to try and land the shots, but Roy ends up going down. It leaves only one player left up here from Team Hit. It's going to be Ale, as Golden Gunners just hold inside this compound, realizing they have to make a move sooner or later. But we spoke about Fade, and this is the team we have to have all eyes on right now. They found themselves an opening kill. Nicely done onto Gravity, which leaves them as only 2 players left up, Johnny and Creslow, trying their best to move their way through and get aggressive, but it's going to be so hard for them with all of these teams looking down from the south with that high ground. They've got the revive onto Luke. They're going to heal him up, but right now, Fade, all pressure is on them. They need the kill points to grow the gap. Otherwise, it just becomes a game of how much Exile can close it.
Yeah, Team Gravity, I felt like they're going to pinch Team Fade along with Team Incentive, but somehow Incentive decided to rotate on the other side of the shooting range, opening a little bit more space to maneuver for Team Fade. Obviously, not a good position to be at Fade. They kind of didn't find their way in the safe, but right now, Luke is doing what he can. He finds one perfect flush for his team. He's gonna have to run immediately towards the safe as they're getting shot from the top of the hill from Exile, and also not only Team Exile, they have to go through the Team Incentive, and Fade right now in a lot of trouble, which opens a lot of space for Exile to maneuver. Exile knows exactly which team it is about, and they're going to try to close their way into the safe. I mean, this is what they want to do, as Fade is trying to do what they can, popping all those smokes, all that utility they have, but from what I can see, they do not have a lot to work with.
Can you imagine how poetic it'd be if Exile are the ones to finish off Fade? They try to take more shots down the hill, but it's over to Sanya instead, as I think they realize just how split they are. Teji is going to be able to get the knock onto one as Pixel finds another, managing to salvage every single kill point he can. Sanya also goes down. Now Teji up over above, realizes they probably need to close the gap a little bit further. Clemson has gone down here for Fade, which leaves Pixel as the final player left up. He's going to be getting spotted out, shot down as well. Michael is there to finish off the job. That's Fade now out in night. There's 8 teams that remain, and it looks like Michael is going to fall to zone. That leaves us as only 6 because 404 Error were also eliminated out in 8th position. Now it all becomes Exile's games. Are they going to be able to get as many points as Fade? Well, that's the question yet to be answered. I'm not sure how many kills that Fade managed to get, but it was at least a couple as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it was a couple of kills for Fade, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, Exile has 3 kills at the moment, maybe 4, plus a couple of points for the placement. It would, what it seems right now, it means that they are somewhere around the same amount of points right now with the Team Fade. However, if Exile doesn't get killed, as the next team, I feel like it's gonna be enough points for them, but let's not do the math here. Team Diamond holding the great position for themselves. Still, both these buildings they were holding, that split that they were having, both these buildings it's still in the middle of the safe, so looking really good for them. Xenon manages to find one player from Exile, and this is what I'm saying. If Exile manages to just kind of find their place in the new safe, just chill down a little bit and at least get a couple of more points for the placement, I think it's gonna be enough for them. However, they are having a really tough rotation. They have to go through the Renegades, which are trying to hold that rotation off. IDK on 2 HP, literally manages to get knocked in the process. Rafa, last man standing. He's still not in the save, but he's burning as we speak. What is going on right now? We lost Team Exile on the 6th position. Is it going to be enough points for them, Shanks?
It's a good question. I don't think it is. I mean, Fade were able to pick up a serious number of kills in that game, so it's going to be a tough one. Team Diamond, though, still in it. They are feeling good about themselves right now. 4 kills as they realize everyone who was near them has kind of fallen. 5 teams now remain, as it looks like more potentially going to fall. Levick has been tagged down and eliminated. Edams from Golden Gunners is going to be the one to finish off the job over there. So now Golden Gunners try to work their way up just a little bit further. They just hold the edge and not wanting to overextend, realizing Torpok still have a player out to the side that could very easily catch them on the rotate. So maybe even going to take vehicles to move up this hill.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. It's one crazy lobby, especially what we are seeing today. I can't happen to wonder what would happen if Team Diamond didn't have ecstatically good game yesterday. Because it seems like all these teams are stepping up. We're constantly seeing teams from the bottom side of the leaderboard doing so well today, and the point difference is it's relatively also even close. So I don't know. It just feels like, I mean, definitely we're talking about Diamond. They're definitely going through. they are playing at the finals. However, all these other teams as well, if they had a little bit different day yesterday, it seems like it would have been opened for a lot of them to maybe get that second position.
Definitely is now. Team Renegades try to salvage themselves something. Ficho is there to push up and finish off the job. There it is. Fat going to be going down. The Org is there to do it. It's Embry actually who finds the knock in the end. Finds a second as well. Beautiful headshot there over on towards Hunted. Danny is still going to be up, but not for long. Renegades just completely eliminated. Team Diamond flexing that fragging capability. Beautifully done as Diamond now make it into the top 4. 3 other teams remain, and none of them still 4 players standing.
Yeah, Team Lost is on the 5th position right now, but I don't think they have enough points to get even close to the second position. So we're just looking at I feel like Team Diamond can do whatever they want at the end of this lobby because they have all 4 men standing, couple of more players left, and I mean, I just need to congratulate them for the performance they have been putting. Of course, obviously, amazing day one, but we can see here in the last game, it wasn't so important for them, but they still stayed playing very concentrated. And this is what great teams do. You fight and you play until the very last moment. It doesn't matter whether you're first on the leaderboard or the last leaderboard. That's great sportsmanship that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, really good to see us. Lost now. A little bit split. I will say this is kind of concerning for them. With TN all the way off to the side, I mean, we've seen what this squad is capable of, but they need to be able to work as a team to be able to do it. Scouter King still keeping an eye out for Torpok up in the top of that 3 stack. He is actually inside right now, inside the zone, which is something that maybe is a little bit surprising, having hard cover this late on. And I think it's only natural now that the game will slow down a little bit just due to the fact of, okay, there's 4 teams left and it's only phase 6 and only one of them is a 4-man. But Diamond is still trying to continue with that pace as you can see Zembry taking a lot of shots. He has no idea that Trafiq is going to be laying down prone behind this vehicle. This could be very dangerous for Diamond if they're not careful.
Yes, Kofa got knocked in the process by traffic, and now Jamboree actually noticed that there is a prone player just behind that. He's going to try to get that frag off. It seems like it's going to bounce just below the car. Could be a good kill. Jamboree here eliminated and annihilated Team Lost on the 4th position. They're just continuing to do really well. 8 kills in the pocket for them, and they're still going strong. 3 men standing there versus 1 player from GG and 1 player from TRP, who are going to get pushed by the zone.
Phase 7 about to pop. We'll see where it ends up going, but you got to think Diamond have to be the favorites no matter where it ends up going. That one just works perfectly for them. Scouter King and Golden Gunners both going to be forced to make their way out of here. So Ficho still watching up on the east, ready for any of those players to push through, but it doesn't look too likely. There's 45 seconds now to the phase starts to move. Zeron going to be pushing up a little bit more aggressively towards Golden Gunners, potentially going to try and take the 1 versus 2 as he does see Edams at the final second before the smoke pops up, but he will be able to find Fearless in the end instead. Nade comes out over the top. Edams already started making a push, thinks that there's going to be a player down at the vehicle, but now that he's got himself the flush, he doesn't need to worry. Maybe he does though, as he spotted out his vest is low and so is his health. Flashbang coming through as he pops the first aid. Edams tries to go for a bit of an off angle. This could work out huge right now as he just holds the edge. Zeron tries to throw out a nade, but the shots don't connect. Edams now has to back off of this. It's a 1v1v3 and Zeron is out on his own, but as Ficho finishes off Scouter King, all attention falls to Edam. Now the spray lands in from Zeron, not able to finish off the job, but the frag grenade's there. Is that gonna be it? Final nail in the coffin for Golden Gunners. Team Diamond, 11 kills, the chicken dinner. Start as you mean to go on. That's the theme for them. Huge chicken dinners in day number 1, now doing the same to wrap up the last game of relegation.
Absolute domination by the team at Diamond. We were worried a little bit about their performance today, but they're closing the day with an amazing chicken dinner for themselves. Secure the 1st position in the relegation phase. Huge congratulations to them. And what is there else to say? I mean, other teams put up a huge fight as well. It was until the last match we did not know, and we still do not know who is our 2nd position right now. We're going to have to wait for the leaderboards to see what's going to happen with that. And with this last match of tonight, I'm going to sign us off. Thank you so much for watching us. I was Santa Sansen Mamic. I hope you're enjoying our cast. Shanks, it was a pleasure working with you, and I'm giving you the last word.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Let's send it back to the studio after a very short break to wrap up and see who's going to be making it into next week's finals.
Waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And welcome back for the last time to the studio. Guys, that was match number 5. Done. Relegations
done.
are done. You guys done goofed. And we're going to see who are our finalists from today. Day 2 of relegations. It is done. Last chance. Tutto finito.
Do we know who the first 2 spots
Do we
are?
know? Well, we will know. We will show you the leaderboard soon. But before we do that, I want to say that it was really nice so far. I like the matches. It was there was a lot of things happening today, but so far, I mean, we made it so far, and we only have the finals left, where our finalists from each of the groups and from relegations will meet the invited teams from a respective region. So 2 teams from each region that we've already told you at the beginning of the live stream. Today, prize pool is 10,000 euros. But of course, there are also rewards every day for the MVPs, but also for our viewers, right?
Yes, but not only that, for the MVPs, for now, in the future, in the finals, they're actually 500 euros, but we have one more of 100 euros to find out who's that gonna be.
Yes.
Today we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it out.
Let you know.
I'm so nervous.
Soon. Calm down, guys. We do know one thing, and that is that on the number 1 spot
Absolutely.
is Team Diamond, who you've seen had dominated even the last match. So, they're pretty solidified on the number 1
Yes,
spot.
I just wanted to say that this looked like Diamond let every single squad today play for a bit, like, come on guys, take some points. And in the last one, they said, nope, we are the one on the first spot. So I think that's complete domination. But what I'm nervous about is who is gonna, the last.
On the number 2 spot. Well, who's it gonna be? We don't know. Is it Fade Gaming? Is it Exile Esports? We saw, I believe, Fade Gaming was at the number 9 spot and Exile Esports was at number 6. But still, we don't know how's
really
it gonna
close.
play out with the kills. We will see all that pretty soon. But whoever goes, I mean, congratulations, and we will see each other. We will see everybody on Monday and Tuesday. Those are our finals days. There will be a little bit. There will be some novelty, right? I'm not sure if we can reveal, but we can just tease you a tiny little teeny bit that there'll be some new things for our viewers. We already know which are the new things for our players. So the MVP price is like 5 times. So that's 500 euros. Crazy good. But let's look at the leaderboard.
Finally, let's find out
who are our finalists from Relegations.
Let's see.
And it is Fade Gaming! Wow, Fade Gaming, congratulations! Look at that, by just 2 points.
Oh my
Just 2 freaking points. Holy!
Oh my God, I did not
Team
expect
Diamond,
this.
First spot, 4 chicken dinners, 72 kills. Second spot, Fade Gaming with 50 kills, but they had 2 chicken dinners, so that's a lot of points for them. But just look at those 2 points. Oh my goodness. we wouldn't have anticipated that because Fade actually left the last match earlier than Exile Esports.
Yep. They clearly farmed more kills in this last part. So, oh my God, congratulations to Fade. But I'm so sorry about Exile, guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, but don't be sad. You fought really, really nicely. I want to see the kills next.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
see
kills.
there. Of course, a complete domination of Zembury. Ah man, he was amazing. Day 1, day 2,
Zembury,
both days.
Last match. I mean, the whole
know.
relegation. So day 1 and day
Yes.
2 with the nades. I cannot emphasize that enough.
The nades of Zembury. So 26 kills, 2 days. Amazing. We do have on the second place Pixelic, who, from Fade, like well-deserved. Also on third place, we have Diamonds Bricks. On fourth, we have Danny.
Danny with the 17 kills.
Yeah. Hello, Danny. Like, thank you for joining us on this table.
Props to you, Danny.
Yes.
Showing up.
And Creslow on spot
still
number
here.
5. Yep.
All right, let's take a look at the damage for, this is it. Like, these are the last stats we're gonna see. And look at that, Saren with the freaking damage with 4.5k damage. Crazy. We have second spot, Zembury, of course. Third spot, we have Pixelic from Fade. Itkaron still here, dishing out that damage. And of course, Frizz, just like before, match number 5, we saw it's pretty much the same. But yeah, I believe it's time. It is time.
It is time.
It is time, guys.
Who
is the MVP?
I got it right here.
Of day 2 of Relegations. I hope you guys guessed right.
It is. It's Pixelic. I hope I said it right.
Bravo. Congratulations, Pixelic from Fade Gaming.
Yes.
Amazing job. Great matches, great games. They had 2 chicken dinners. What else to say? I want to congratulate also and say, everybody, you did a good job. I'm sorry if you didn't get through. But I mean, this is just season 2.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. This is just season 2 of Samsung Odyssey Masters. We will be doing this more and more and more. So you guys, you got time to sharpen your skills, to learn something new, to get some maybe team members, form some new teams.
Where are you laughing? New teams.
I'm not like, I just want to encourage people, right?
Are you forming a new team right now?
I don't know. Maybe I am.
Amazing.
Who knows?
Amazing.
But yeah, just keep on keeping on, guys. And maybe we'll see you in the next season.
Yes, I also want to congratulate the guys that are going to move forward, but not only you, every single team that fought really, really nicely in the group stages in relegation today. And yes, we want to say thank you, of course, to Samsung Odyssey for letting us enjoy this amazing PUBG moment. And of course, thank you to Visual S and Pay Safeguard, our amazing partners.
Yes, wonderful giveaways, so many prizes. Wonderful prize pool. I believe the finals are going to be even more wicked. The finals are going to be it. The creme de la creme of these 4 regions in Samsung Odyssey Masters Season 2. And what else to see, guys? Congratulations to our winners of Relegations, so Fake Gaming, and of course, our number 1, Team Diamond.
Yes.
Good luck in the finals, guys. You will need it. There are some really good teams in there. Our invited teams and also our teams from groups A, B, and C. And yeah, that's it from Tatka and I.
Yes.
See you on 20th and 21st of December. So that's Monday and Tuesday for the finals. More games, more fun, more prizes. See you at 7 p.m. CET. Good
See you
night,
guys.
everybody.
Invincible.
Sometimes I'm selfish, get jealous. I feel a little helpless. My whole world has shifted again. You made a promise, I kept it. Now I'm second guessing. My whole world has shifted again. Now I drive back to an empty room, and it's setting in. Now that your things are gone, what have I done? Was everything worth this? I guess I deserve this. Why do I run whenever I'm hurting? I guess I'm still learning how to run. What have I learning how to run.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanity.